Nice. Okay. So guys, we are live. For those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and with me here actually is my number one son, who's joining us for a special session. Now, normally we've been playing in the last little while the Star Wars role-playing games published by Fantasy Flight Games. Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny. But for tonight, as a belated kind of birthday thing for my number one son here, who is also, as you can see in the background, a very big Deadpool fan, we are going to be playing a session of the Marvel Heroic Roleplaying that was published by Margaret Weiss Productions. Game is defunct now, unfortunately. It had 3 books that were published for it, and then it kind of went tits up, but we will be playing the game nonetheless. With us tonight are 2 of our usual guests of the podcast, and we'll be having one of our 3rd regular guests joining us later. We'll go in our usual order of attendance. Jeff, you want to do a quick intro, who you are, who you're playing tonight?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am playing tonight Jamie Maddox, also known as Multiple Man.
Madrox.
Maddox. His main power is that he can duplicate himself, and the duplicates are perfect versions of himself, retaining all of his knowledge and skills as of when they're made, and later he can reabsorb those multiples and gain back their life experience. So he lives a very interesting life.
There's a little black and white version of what Jamie Madrox looks like. And Brent, you want to do a quick intro, who you are, who you're playing tonight?
Hey, I'm Brent, and I'm going to play the Iron Fist tonight. And
there's Iron Fist for.
I love the art for this game.
Yeah. Well, it helps that they've got the what do you call it, Marvel bullpen to draw from. So.
Yeah, which is really nice. And if anyone's familiar with the old Marvel superheroes game, that's a big step up in the art.
Yes, hiring some staff guy. Okay, and our final player tonight is my number one son.
I'll be playing yours truly, Wade Wilson, Mr. Deadpool, this evening.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the regenerating merc with the mouth. Got to keep things funny and gruesome.
Nice. So the adventure tonight is called Heroes for Hire, and this is the first time that we've done some explanatory examples of the game, but this is the first time that all of us are actually playing Marvel Heroic tonight. So this may be a bit of a learning process, and there may be some fumbling around for rules, but we will try to keep it as light and as entertaining as possible. With that in mind, our scene opens in a what is clearly a bathroom in an office tower. There is, and you can tell because there is pristine, dark marble floors and dark marble countertops, and you can hear someone make a really loud sniffing sound from one of the stalls. One of these black plastic stalls, then, or Formica or whatever the hell they're made out of, comes open or throws open, and it's a guy with very clean cut, perfect hair with a part that you could, looks like it was split by an arrow. Very good looking dude. He's probably about 6'3" or so. He does that, and then strides over in front of the mirror to admire himself. And there's actually a lot to admire here because he's dressed in what is clearly like a minimum $10,000 suit. He's got a perfectly tied tie. He's got a tie pin on it, and he kind of, makes sure that his collar is perfect and his jacket is perfect. And then he turns, kind of, does a cheesy pistol at himself, and then turns and walks out of the bathroom. Our scene cuts to a busy boardroom where a bunch of people are sitting around a table. There's a beautiful view of New York out the windows that surround this boardroom. And this guy walks in, doors set wide, and everyone sort of stops and kind of looks over it. And everyone's kind of, he realizes or recognizes that everyone's stopped and watching him. So he takes his sweet time striding across. And as he's walking along, every single girl makes a point of saying, "Hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Hi, Kyle." He somewhat ignores them all and walks past everyone. You can see from the sun that's just cresting over the western horizon that it's just morning. And Kyle makes his way over to the the buffet that is set up for everyone to kind of grab their breakfast and sit down for the morning meeting. You can see that every one of the guys in the room, incidentally, is watching him with a mixture of envy and fear. And Kyle gets to the thing. He flashed his last, smile and kind of sways over to the stack of dishes, grabs one small plate, looks over to the pile of pastries and meats and eggs and fruit that is set before them, and he stops dead. And he stares, and the smile on his face just drops. He glares down at the fruit tray, and we see that there's fruit all around that's sort of been slowly picked over and whatnot, but there's one giant gap. And Kyle stops and says, "Eric, did you take all the honeydew again?" And scene cuts to Eric, who's a schlub who's sitting at the other end of the table. Clearly a complete different, the polar opposite from Kyle. He's got a kind of a rumpled suit. He's got a tie that's a little off-center. He's got almost, it looks like he may not have shaved this morning, but he's got what he does have over Kyle is a pile of honeydew sitting in front of him. And he kind of smiles and says, "Yeah. Kyle, we see these two veins on the side of his neck start pulsing and and his face turns beet red. And he screams out this cry of anguish and fury, and then he smashes down on the buffet, and it destroys the whole thing, sending pastries and egg and watermelon everywhere in the boardroom. He then turns, grabs this about 30-foot long table, and casts it over onto its side, causing everyone to scream and run away. Kyle then starts bounding across the room, throwing people aside. "I told you to leave me some honeydew!" He gets over to where Eric is. Eric is slowly rolling back in his chair, still with a pile of honeydew in his lap. And Kyle finally gets up to him, grabs him, lifts him up. And at this point, the veins are now pulsing like they're as if it's keeping tempo with a song on some kind of display. His eyes are all bloodshot, and he picks him up, and he's like, "I told you to leave!" And then suddenly there's a sound of pop, and Kyle's head explodes. There's a stunned silence as the gore, this mist of gore, settles along everyone else around there, covering Eric's poor pile of honeydew, which now sits at his feet. The headless body of Kyle kind of falls down to its knees, still gripping Eric and bringing him down with him, and then falls over to the side. From out of his lapel, as everyone's sort of screaming and there's just people milling around the room, we see a little inhaler rolls out of his out of his lapel. It's black with a little white kind of thing, the white button on top that you can puff. And you can see that on the side of it, the thing says, or there's in kind of stylized writing, something that says "Run and hide." Our scene kind of the camera hangs on that that inhaler, and then it cuts. We see this same inhaler or a similar inhaler sitting or being held up by a pair of a wrinkled old hand, and we hear someone say, "It was a love story." And then we see Deadpool, who is sitting in a big wingback chair. He's sitting in this darkened kind of room. It's clear that this is a very, very rich person because of the crazy paintings and columns in the room and all this. It's a massive desk that's in front, and there's an old guy who's holding out this thing, and he is sitting in a big wheelchair. And he says, "It was my Kiki. We met when she was a server at Hooters, and it was love at first sight." The guy who's speaking is probably about 87, and he looks over lovingly at this big painting of a girl who looks to be about maybe a week over 18. And he says, when I saw her, I knew that we had to be together. And you can't help but think, why the hell am I here? What you've heard is that there is an extraordinarily high bounty that this dude is offering for something. What this little guy tells you is that this is something that, I would never need it, of course, but Kiki sometimes felt that things could spice up our love life. And then you sort of, the scene cuts and you see Kiki taking a puff of this thing. And then he slowly starts wheeling the chair out, then around. What he describes for you is essentially it was something that she used before the act of lovemaking. It ended up being so vigorous that it actually snapped his spine before her head likewise went poof. So he now finds himself in a wheelchair and wants you to find who the hell made this thing. We then cut to a scene of in a very different socioeconomic circumstance. This is in Harlem, and it is a old brownstone, and it's not one of the renovated kind of nice brownstones. It's a very, very low, low income block. But outside there is a limousine parked, and inside we hear a woman talking about, who is in a very, very modest-looking home. Looks like that maybe it's second generation who's been living in here. She picks up a picture of a young black guy who is kneeling down in sort of a football uniform, and she hands it to this enormous, this thin, well-dressed white guy who's sitting next to a very big, mountainous black dude. And she says, "And that's my Lamar." And hands it to you, Brent. It says he was ready to go on scholarship, and then they were celebrating at the end of term. He was out with his friends, and this new thing came across that someone brought to the party. He tried it, and then and you can see her eyes are still, whatever the loss was, is still very, very fresh, and her eyes are just heavy with tears, but you can tell from their bloodshot nature that she's just run out of them at this point. So she's saying that Lamar has passed, and she says this is what they found with him, and they hand you a very sane-looking little black thing with a button on top. You turn it over and it says "Run and Hide," although it's hide spelled Hyde. So, if it's just, clever branding or whatnot, and that's the way it's gone. Now we cut to a office, which is set up like like Sam Spade's office from the Maltese Falcon, or it's a archetypical or stereotypical, I should say, detective's office, where we've got a guy sitting behind a big desk with his legs propped up on the desk. He's leaning back in a wooden chair. There's a little bit of light coming in through bamboo slat, vertical blinds that are closed just slightly so they can cast that kind of, grid-like pattern of light across or from the back of the person. And the person shrouded in shadows, sitting at the desk, says, "Tell me more." And a guy steps forward who, at first, you think is bald. And really all you can see from the other shadows is a single gleaming line of red light. And as this man steps forward, you realize that he's not bald, the viewer. You realize that he's actually wearing a full costume. And he says, Madrox, this is something that is a bit out of our, well, it's not in our wheelhouse. And he tosses down onto the desk two of those puffers that we've seen. He says, there's been two mutant teens who have taken these things. I don't know what it is that's behind them, but whatever active agents are in here, Hank tells me that it has a catastrophically toxic and exponentially reactive effect with the mutant X gene. And we sort of cut and see a guy who is, puffs it, and then he stops and kind of starts trembling, and then you see flames just kind of jut out from every orifice and then finally consume his whole body, leaving nothing but a pile of ash behind. He says, "We can't. We don't have the resources to track this down, and I don't want Logan cutting a swath through New York trying to find this. Much as I might enjoy that." So, and then we cut back to the first. We start with him. He says, "Jamie, I need you to find who's doing this and stop them. No other mutants need to die." And then we cut to the scene with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and the old woman the woman who says, "I don't want them hurt. I just want to see justice for Lamar. I want them in prison, whoever did this to him, and whoever's responsible for it." And then we cut to the old man who's talking to Deadpool, and he says, "I want them dead! I want them dead! I want them killed! I want them to suffer!" So, we then cut to the outside of it's a block somewhere in New York. Again, it's not a super wealthy neighborhood. And what we see is that there is a brownstone building, or an apartment building, I guess, that maybe 3 stories that has it seems like the entire apartment building is in the process of having a party. What this is all of you have learned in the course of your earlier investigations that there is the person behind this drug, Run and Hide, is someone named the Kingmaker. None of you know who the Kingmaker is. You've never, you haven't heard of him before. He's not someone that seems to be a new player on the scene. But what you have located is you've all located sort of the place where each of your respective clients acquired the drug. So we are starting outside here, and unfortunately we sold. For Danny, Luke is running a little behind. Danny Rand is, of course, Iron Fist's secret identity. Luke seems to be running a little bit behind, so you're standing in an alleyway maybe. You've got yourself there. You can see that there are, guys who are quite happily brandishing firearms outside of this apartment building.
Kev, wait, stop for 1 second.
Yeah.
Before we go to the next scene, I just got Jamie's take from his scene.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
He grabs the 2 inhalers off the desk, and he says, "Don't worry, Cyclops. We've got you guys covered." And he throws 1 to sort of each corner of the room, and that's when you notice that there was actually 2 more of them standing there in the room. Nice. They catch the inhaler and they take a look at it, and that's what happens.
Awesome. Nice. Okay. So, you guys tell me how. What I'm sort of picturing is that Deadpool, you probably have been surveilling this scene. The whole apartment building seems to be affiliated with some gang that it works with or gets supplied by the Kingmaker. You know you can get Run and Hide from this place, and your investigations have brought you all to this place, and you're all sort of arriving simultaneously. So, how are you guys getting here?
We're all arriving. at the same location.
Yeah, like you've all arrived at the same, not necessarily the same alleyway, but
different entrances.
You can describe however you like. Like you've all. I want you guys to kind of be aware of each other before you decide to approach this thing. So
I roll up in a cab with my friend, give him a nice crisp high five.
Yeah.
And hop out the car.
Nice.
Remember my bag of guns this time.
Yeah.
Sling it to my back and head down the alleyway to see what's there.
Okay. So maybe Danny, you're standing in the alleyway, and then you can hear.
What I was thinking is because I'm waiting for Luke and Luke's wait, I might have been on another, say, an abandoned building across the alley, sort of scouting this out, seeing what I can learn while waiting for Luke to show up. And then I see Deadpool coming out of the car.
Yeah, and then you hear him whistling and carrying this big bag of stuff. Jamie, where do you think you are?
Did either first I have a question. Did either of the inhalers that Cyclops gave me have any hits left, or are they like a one-shot drug thing?
No, it's like a one-shot thing.
Okay. I would say that I would literally just come strolling up the street.
Okay. So
maybe from each direction.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so you're coming down from each direction, and maybe down the alleyway as well.
Yeah.
You're waiting. Yeah. You've been kind of waiting in the alleyway because you got your 3 versions. So you can see Deadpool coming from behind you, and Deadpool, you can maybe see him. Like, is Madrox keeping himself hidden, or is he?
I don't think in this case he would be.
Okay.
Maybe the one in the alley is hiding, but the 2 strolling up the street are not being too conspicuous.
Okay.
Do our characters know each other?
I think that I don't know if Iron Fist has met multiple men, but I mean, Iron Fist and Deadpool certainly know each other, and Deadpool and Madrox certainly know each other.
Okay. So when I see Deadpool, I'll like stealthily sort of flip my way down using old fire escapes and land in the alley.
Nice. Okay. You land in the alleyway, and so you see this. You see Iron Fist kind of lands, and
I see Madrox down the alley too.
Jeff, does he see him?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been like hidden, like behind, like in the dumpster or anything. He would have just been standing back there. So.
Okay. So the 2 what do you call it? Before I forget, the 2 distinctions of this scene are what do you call it? Going to be Gangster Party and Slum Tenement.
Sorry, what was the second one?
Slum Tenement.
Okay.
So a tenement is like an old building. It's basically a shitty building that they live in. So it's a shitty old building, and it's a gangster party. Okay. So the music's kind of pumping out from the building, and so you guys all sort of have now just seen each other. So what do you say?
Jamie immediately pulls out his canister of run and hide, and he looks at them and he says, "Let me guess, you're here for some run and hide."
You got it. I guess that's what brings us all here tonight.
I ain't running.
Nasty stuff.
You're hiding.
Nice.
I would even say nasty stuff. The X-Men are telling me that it's fatal to anyone with the mutant gene, so I'd try to keep it out of your mouth.
From what I understand, it's fatal to anyone, humans as well.
It's not automatically. Oh, you know what? Tell me about what kind of investigations you guys have done so far. What have you done?
I would have actually, if it's possible, I would have tried to use some Rand Corporation results, get a secretary to run some, see if you could find any news items and put it together, while trying to get a chemical analysis.
Okay, nice. What about you guys? I guess you don't really.
Yeah.
So, cut to a scene at the at Jamie's office here, and he's holding 3 straws, and him and 2 of his multiple men each pull a straw. The guy with the shortest straw is I guess I don't have any. I can't take a hit of it.
No.
We're gonna do an experiment.
Okay. Remember, like what Cyclops had told you is that with the mutant gene, it's not necessarily. Let me give you the background that Iron Fist learned. Run and hide is supposed to basically like boost your physical ability and your sort of your presence as well. Iron Fist, what you learn through the sort of the investigation of, or the resources of the Rand Corporation, that you think it triggers some kind of pheromone result to achieve that charismatic, influence. But the trouble is that it can, if it's combined with certain adrenal responses, it can then lead to a really catastrophic, unforeseen consequence in the brain, which is,
So I'll explain to Multiple Man that if under the wrong circumstances, it can cause a regular human to, it's called a head to explode.
Yeah. Whereas with the with the mutant gene, it is automatically it's a death sentence for taking it. So, which is why Cyclops wants it fucking eliminated. He doesn't want there to be another poison to kill mutants out there.
Okay, then I guess what Jamie would have done is they would have hit their sort of seedier contacts just to find out where they could buy it.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So that's what's led you guys to here now. And what you know is that this is sort of all your respective sort of leads. Iron Fist, you've been sort of relying on Luke's street contacts. Jamie, you've been chasing down these leads yourself. And Deadpool, you've just been killing your way to this guy.
Yep, pretty much.
What are you doing? Go on, sweetie. Okay, so what are you? What do you call it? What are you guys going to do?
Hold on for 1 second. I'm just grabbing a glass of water.
Sure.
Guess we gotta head in there.
I would think that actually Jamie would know Deadpool.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Right? Because I mean, they're both sort of outsider friends with the X-Men.
You know what? I mean, honestly, the mutants have, because there seems like there's a thing that gets us together once every year anyway. So you would met him at one of those.
Right. I think that Jamie looks at Deadpool and he's like, I'm pretty sure I can figure out what your plan is heading in here.
Well, I got a sack of guns, and I hear the roof's always the best option.
Well, let's see if we can find this Kingmaker who seems to produce this stuff. Who knows? Maybe the drug labs here.
Yeah. I think at the very least we need to try and keep whoever looks like the leader alive. We gotta use this to find the Kingmaker.
Okay. So,
Cool with that, Deadpool?
What's that?
Oh, that was me talking.
Well, we were trying to tell Deadpool, like, don't kill everyone. We need, like, whoever looks like the leader alive.
Okay, so I'll go in through the basement, because the leader's always at the top, so then I can kill my way up there.
Okay.
Always work, subduing. The more information we have from the more sources, maybe the better. Never know.
Okay. Okay, so the way that initiative works in this, guys, is just I pick who goes first. And then what happens is once you go, you then decide whoever the first person is, they pick the next person to go. And so on until everyone's gone, including the GM characters. Then it starts over, and the GM character who picks who goes first. So, and then you kind of go through again. So there is some strategic value in not picking the GM characters or leaving them for last.
But like you do like the reverse draft, like if you went last in the first round, you go first in the next round?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
You get to choose. Like well, let's say we go through and you guys go Deadpool, Iron Fist, Madrox, and then you go the GM characters. Then it would be GM characters decide who goes first, and not surprisingly, if there's 3 of them, let's say, they'll go, okay, well, I'll go again, then I'll go again, then I'll go again, so it gives the GM characters a chance to go twice before the heroes go.
Right, they get a lot of turns in a row with that.
Yeah, so you kind of got to pick. But the way first thing is the fastest hero goes first, and I'm letting you guys decide between Iron Fist and Deadpool. I don't know which one will be faster.
Probably Iron Fist.
Probably Iron Fist. Okay, so Iron Fist, you're up first. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'll look over. Well, Deadpool, if you're gonna take the bottom, I'll start off at the top. Multiple man. If you want to join both of us in respective places.
Buy me dinner first.
All right. And then because it's an old building, I'm assuming it has like the old rickety the metal fire escapes.
Yep.
So I'll use that to pull myself up to the top floor, a window on the top floor.
And I'm guessing you're trying to do it without being seen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so anytime you're taking an action that isn't directly against another, well, this is against someone else. I'll be able to use the gangsters. So you know what your action is going to be, Brent. What is your build your dice pool to do it?
Okay, so it's just me, so that would be solo.
Yeah. So Brent, when you're building your dice pool, physically grab the stuff. It's faster that way.
Okay. Right, so that's me solo. I would be using enhanced reflexes to pull myself up.
Okay. Well, no, you're avoiding being seen. You're not rolling to. Iron Fist can clearly climb the building. It's a question of whether or not the gangsters see you.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so no, I would still go with reflexes because I'm trying to shimmy up in a way that I don't create noise or be seen. So
Okay.
I'm not trying to be klutzy about it.
Okay, works for me. And then what else?
I am definitely an acrobatic master.
Okay.
And can I apply 2 specialties because I'm also a covert
Nope.
expert?
No, you can apply a second power set if you if you spend a power point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a second power from your power. A second dice from your power set if you spend a power point. But otherwise, no. Then you still have to pick a distinction, either one of your distinctions or one of either Gangster Party or Slum Tenement.
Gangsta Party.
Slum Tenement. There's a bunch of crap that's around that I can use as cover. There are dumpsters. There's laundry. There's trash on some of the balcony levels.
Yeah. Okay. So then, are you using that for a D8, or are you going to get a D4 and then get yourself a PowerPoint?
D4 and a PowerPoint.
Okay. So maybe it's not that it's like all these things you can hide behind. It's that there's all these things that could potentially make noise for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've got so that's 2D4, a D8, and a D.
Why 2D4?
Uh,
You can only use one distinction.
right. Oh, sorry. One distinction. Oh, sorry. It's 2.
Yeah.
2.
So your dice pool, Brent, should be 1 dice from your solo, which is a D8, a D4 from your distinction, and grab yourself a PowerPoint. You've got 1 from your power set, and you've got
so
1
that's
from your speciality, and then again,
D4, and then a D10 for acrobatics.
yeah, and you can spend now you can spend that PowerPoint right away. Like if you wanted to add another dice from your power set, you could do that.
Okay, and what kind of dice does the?
Sorry, guys. I forgot. There's one more thing you can do with PowerPoints that is important for this. You can do what's called a stunt, and what it is you spend PowerPoint and you get to add a D8, as long as you can describe it as something that's like a stunt from one of your powers.
Okay. And what does the stuff for the tenement give me?
Because you use it as a D4 distinction. So it's
okay. So that's what the distinctions are. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2d8, a d4, and a d10.
You got it.
Okay, and I'm not going to spend.
Started the game with 1 PowerPoint, right?
That's right.
So I've got 2 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brent, it's faster to you. Make sure you're using tokens too, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I only rolled a 2 on the d10, so I'll let that be my effect dice.
Did you roll any opportunities?
I did not.
Nice.
So, I rolled a total of 15, not including the effect dice.
Awesome. Okay. Now here's another thing you can do with your dice. It sounds like you've done well here, but you can spend a PowerPoint and add another of your dice to the results.
Okay.
So you still need to have enough left over for your effect die, but that's what you can do. Okay, so the mob of gangsters all sort of act as one, and I'm actually going to use a D4 for the, what do you call it? For the gangster party, because they're distracted. They're more interested in having fun, and that's pretty much it. So let's see how they. I don't think I can actually do well enough. Actually, I rolled 12, so I could potentially beat you if I spend a dice, but I don't think I want to see you found. So I didn't roll any ones, so you guys can't buy opportunities. Yeah, so you're easily you're on the roof of the building now, Brent.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe how it happens or how it looks?
Yeah, I sort of like use my enhanced reflexes, and so when no one's looking, I leap and from the ground jump up to a dumpster, sort of like parkour my way up, like on that, and flip over onto the first what's it called, the first fire escape, and then start pulling myself up till I get to the top one next to the door window on the top floor.
Okay, cool. Who do you pass off to?
I will pass off to. Actually, I will pass off to Deadpool.
Nice. Okay, Deadpool. What are you gonna do?
I'll give him a thumbs up from up top.
Give him a little finger pistol.
Nice.
And so I'm going through the main floor, but I picture this as kind of like the basement is one of those raised basements, so you got to take the stairs up to the front of the building.
Yep.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up somewhat like Iron Fist, and I'm going to parkour off the building beside it through the window of the first floor to try and create as much commotion to get all the attention off of him and onto me. Okay, nice. Draw my aggro.
Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to create an asset for anyone else trying to slip in there, because you're not trying to actually do. Okay, awesome. Okay, so build your dice pool.
Solo 8.
Okay.
D8.
Go ahead.
Those. And then distinctions. Well, those 2 distinctions are
Gangster Party and Slum Tenement.
Slum Tenement for a D4.
Okay, and what's the effect there?
The effect there is because it's boarded up wall windows.
Oh, nice.
So I have no idea what the fuck I'm going into.
Awesome.
So I'm just diving through a bunch of boards looking for the best.
Okay. Take a PowerPoint.
Alrighty. And then toys for boys. I guess weapon. I'm just gonna go
blazing your way through. Okay.
As I dive through with my pistols.
Okay. So grab a D8 for that.
Go. Weapon X augmentation. Enhanced strength.
Sure. Yeah. Smash through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Works for me.
Enhanced reflexes. Godlike stamina. That doesn't make any sense in that situation, would it?
Godlike stamina. No.
Because unless I'm doing what?
Godlike stamina is more the thing you use to resist damage. It's his ability to heal. That's what that is.
So I'll use enhanced strength for that.
Okay.
That's another D8. And then specialties, acrobatic expert.
Yep, works for me. So go ahead and make a check.
Sweet.
Nice. Oh, I got 2 opportunities. I will buy both of those.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to upgrade that one to a D8, and I'll add another D6.
So wait, does he get something when you buy those opportunities?
Yep. He gets a PowerPoint for each of them.
You bought 2?
2.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's how it works. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a 12, and then a D8 for effect die.
Okay, I'll use the gangsters again too. Same things. So 12. Let's see. I've got 2 opportunities here. So if anyone wants, Jaden gets the first option. You can spend a PowerPoint. There's 2 of them. You can spend a PowerPoint to buy either a D8 dice that can be added to your next dice pool, or if it's a stunt, you can add a D10.
Oh, for 1 PowerPoint?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So grab a D10 for your next thing. And if it's a stunt, it means it has to tie into one of your powers. But, what would you... Here, D10's over here. What would you think would be a D... you use the powers, your toys or the weapons and the other thing. So you could say that, you're just you've got your guns out anyway, so you're ready to react to them.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means there's one other one left over, guys. Is there another die that you want to buy for a stunt? Or just to use against them next?
Oh, well, go ahead, Iron Fist, if you want. Jamie won't buy this one.
You're gonna buy it, Jeff, or you're offering it to me?
No, I'm not going to. I haven't even acted yet.
Well, see, on yours, you could use it on your next thing. Like, for instance, if somehow you could tie it into a power stunt, Jeff, you could, whatever you're planning to do next, you could use that dice on that next roll.
Yeah, I'll save it. I currently only have 1 PowerPoint. I'm gonna save it for now.
Fair enough. Yeah. Brett,
Okay.
do you want to buy it?
Okay, so it costs me 1 PowerPoint, and then I get an extra dice for the next action, right?
If you don't describe what it is, it's a D8. If it's a stunt, it's a D10.
Okay. So I will do so. I will purchase it.
And what are you doing? Like, if it's a stunt, you have to describe what it is.
I know what my next action is. When the shit hits the fan on the main floor, I'm going to covertly make my way into the building and locate the leader by listening for someone who's either seeing someone who's like giving orders or looks in charge, or just by more probably is listening to whoever's barking out orders.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go because as soon as gunfire erupts from the building, I'm assuming the leader dude will start yelling.
That sounds like, what do you call it? But how does that tie? That doesn't sound like a stunt unless you can tie it to one of your powers. It sounds like a D8 you'll be able to get for sure, but it doesn't sound like a stunt to me. That doesn't sound kung fu-y. Can you think of a way to make it sound more kung fu-y? I'll let you think about that.
Using my physical expertise, I will.
Guys, also because of what Jaden decided to create an asset, you also have a D8 that someone can make use of for their role because they're distracted.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus my chi, calling upon my living weapon ability, focus it and sort of block out all the background noise and just focus on the voice coming out barking orders.
I love it. Yeah, then absolutely you get a D10. Okay. So then Deadpool, sounds like you're finished. Who are you passing to?
It's time for Jeff.
Okay. Now
You just pass it. Okay, sure. Okay, I'm not sure if this is how this works, but Jamie's gonna look at what Iron Fist did, like scaling the building. It shakes his head. One of his 3 versions shakes his head. They all look at what Deadpool did, like parkouring off and like powering through the window with his guns blazing. Another one of the 3 Jamies shakes their head, and they just go head in the front door.
Okay. Are you trying to just there still are gangsters in there, but
they're just going up the front door. Well, you said they're distracted, right?
They are distracted, yeah. So you could try and sneak your way. Like maybe they're running in. I guess what I'm asking is, what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to sneak in, or are you trying to just like?
No, we're just running in the building at this point.
Okay. Are you making any effort to try and conceal yourself, or?
No, I don't. No, I don't think we're sneaking. I think we're part of the like barrage at this point. But like,
Okay.
we're not parkouring, and we're just like, if there's anyone in the way, we're gonna like shove them out of the way. We're just trying to get inside the building at this point.
Okay. If you're not trying to avoid being seen, then you are going to run into people. So what will be is some kind of physical contest.
Okay.
So
Then I'm gonna say that. So I'm going solo.
okay.
So it's a D10. I'm going to say multiple men, multiple problems, and I'm going to use a D8 because this is their problem. If they're physically trying to stop us from charging in, there's 3 of us, and we're just shoving our way into the building.
Nice. Maybe there's one of you, and then like they realize there's another of you over there, and then there's another one over you over there.
Yeah. So then I use my Madrox mob. I guess this would be a combat expert thing.
Yep.
And I think that's it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
But so for this all possible roads, Kevin, when it says 1 XP for discussing the many possibilities at hand.
Yeah.
Is that how it works when I looked at all the different possibilities of how to get in there, or what? Or like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't understand these possibilities.
Perfect. See, this is why it's important for you guys to keep talking. So yeah, you get yourself an XP.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
All right, here we go. Rolling them up. 2 opportunities.
Nice. I will buy both of those.
Nice.
And actually, no, I'll scale up one of these to a D10.
So now I get those points, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
But you can't use those ones for anything.
Right, they're useless. Okay. So my total is 11, and my effect dice is a D10.
It's a D10. Awesome. Okay. So I will roll for them. Oh, did you remember to, or did you take advantage of the, what do you call it? The asset that Jaden created, the distraction.
I didn't choose to use it. But I don't know.
That means it's there for Iron Fist or for Deadpool to use next round.
Yeah. Okay.
Them?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I did not. Oh, and I'll use Gangster Party as well. Okay, so I got. There's no opportunities. I did roll 12 though. What did you roll?
Yeah, my total was 11.
11. Okay, so they beat you, which means that I can spend a Doom Pool point to do something back to you, but I'm not going to do that. So you try to make your way. You're trying to rush your way in, but unfortunately, these guys are a little. Turns out the last dude left behind is actually the toughest, and he's kind of like, no, you, hey, get off me. So you're sort of stymied in your effort to try and get in. Okay, so now who do you pass to? There's only the gangsters left, so...
Yeah, off to the gangsters, I guess.
Okay, so, well, the gangsters, they're not aware that Iron Fist is there, but the other 2 guys are there, so my gangsters are a mob, so I'm using my dice. I'm using one of their distinctions, which is on my turf, to add a D8. Actually, no, I'll add a D4 and I'll add to the Doom Pool. And they're using their guns. So, and I'm going to use what do you call it? I'm going to be targeting an extra character. So I'm trying to. This reflects the guys kind of bursting into your room and the guys bursting into or trying to get you there, Jamie. So let's see here. Okay, so I got 1 opportunity if someone wants to buy it. You 2 guys get an opportunity to buy it first.
Because they're attacking us?
Yep.
Okay, I'll buy the opportunity.
Buy the opportunity, okay. So, and do you want to, what do you call it? If you describe it as a stunt, remember you get to get a D10. If it's just you're purchasing without describing it, it's a D8.
So what are the stunts?
Stunts is something
like something that would relate to my power.
Like yeah, like here's what I would think of is that let's say that you decide to spend that, you buy it as an opportunity, and what it is as this dude's trying to fight you, every time he hits you, boom, he's creating a new dupe.
Right.
You know?
Right, because of my kinetic power, it's just actually like messing with them.
Exactly. So okay, so my total is 10. I'm going to spend a point for the Doom Pool to add another dice in. I got a 14 with an effect die of an 8. So now what you guys need to do is you need to do a resistance. So what you need to do is you build. These guys are bursting into the room and they're blazing away at you and they're doing physical stress or trying to do physical stress. And there's another maybe guy who's come out and he's trying to shoot you, Jamie. So how are you guys resisting this? I'll start with maybe Deadpool first. What are you gonna do?
I dive off to the corner and pull a table down with me.
Nice. Okay.
As cover as I slide across the room.
Yeah. So let's build your doom pool or your dice pool. So
solo D10.
Yep. And remember, you got that D10 from last round. That is on top of everything else you get to build.
D10,
so,
D10.
Is there a distinction from you or from the room that you want to use?
Distinctions are...
Or it's Gangster Party and Slum Tenement.
I'm going to use Totally Insane.
Okay. Nice.
Use Weapon for 8.
And what is that, like covering fire you've been shooting? Okay.
As I slide down, I drop the bag right at the end of the table, slide to the other end of the table, and...
Nice. Okay.
And then... Enhanced Reflexes for 8.
Okay.
And then... Combat Master.
This is something where because you're resisting, you could arguably use your godlike stamina, and say like, I don't kill. Like, yeah, they're shooting me. Who gives a shit? Yeah, right at Main Street.
Totally. So, using a 12 for godlike stamina, and then Combat Master for 10.
Nice. Okay. So go ahead and give it a roll. We'll see how you do.
Wow. That's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice, and it's a great effects die, too, potentially. Whoa!
So, we got 10.
Okay, so that beats that beats the 14, and you got this. So what you can do, remember, okay, so Jaden beat me, and he's got he's got an effect die of 12. What you could do is spend a PowerPoint and get rid of and use that as a counterattack. That becomes an effect on them instead.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah. So if you have a D12 on a defensive roll,
if you beat me, if the roll beats me, you can swip it around, spend a PowerPoint, and use it as an effect die. It's like a counterattack.
Oh, okay.
And the other thing is you can spend another PowerPoint to keep another one of those dice. Every D8 you keep drops one of. I've got 6 dice in the gangsters. Every D8 you keep on your effect drops one of those dice. As soon as they have 0, they're all down.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I spend 2 power points, and I shoot back at you.
Yeah.
And take a D8.
Nice. Okay. So now just so you guys mechanically know, what's happened is that the mobs in this work just basically like they have pools of dice for minions and stuff. Jaden has now done 2 effects that are higher than their dice, so he's taken 2 of them out. That means going forward, I'm only going to roll 4 dice instead of the 6 I have been. So he goes, what does it look like?
I'm just blazing away.
So as these guys are running in there, okay. So there's this endless stream of gangsters running in. Jamie, how are you reacting to that?
You said they're firing guns at us?
One of them's fighting with you, and there's maybe some guys coming out of that hallway who are shooting at you as well.
Well, this is sort of my forte. I actually do not avoid their normal kinetic attacks. I'm using it to fill the room with Jamies.
Okay. Nice. So build your dice pool. I think you're solo, so you can go ahead and use that.
Yep. I spent a PowerPoint, and that got me another D10 on the stunt.
Yeah, okay, so you can definitely use that. That's on top of all the other dice you get to use. Funny.
Right. Multiple men, multiple problems. In this case, that's their problem.
Okay.
I use my Matrix Mob.
Yeah.
And how does special effects work again?
Each of them is different. Which one were you thinking of?
Well, in this case, I would be using absorption.
Okay. Well, he didn't create.
Well, yeah, this one is like gives me another Matrix Mob guy, right?
Oh, you mean the absorption or the absorb dupes?
The absorption.
Absorption, yeah. On a successful reaction against a physical, this is a physical. Yeah, convert.
Right. This means they're physically attacking me. If I successfully react.
Yeah. Then you.
And even if I fail, I can spend a PowerPoint and still get another copy.
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, that's so. Yes, it's their effect die is a D8, but you can you could absolutely use that.
Okay. And then I'm also using Combat Expert.
Yeah. Okay.
So rolling. One opportunity.
One opportunity. Okay, I'll buy that.
Okay. My total is a 13.
A 13?
Yeah.
I rolled a 14. So okay, so here's what you remember. You can spend a PowerPoint to add another effect die to your result.
Oh, okay.
You-
Sure.
Okay.
Wait. Oh no, but I'm reacting, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll spend a PowerPoint.
Okay.
Might as well succeed.
So you beat them, which means that. And what's your effect? Do you want to do something back to them?
No. Well, at this point, I'm just trying to overwhelm them by like basically making
Nice.
more dupes inside the room.
So then, what I'll give you is a D8 stunt. So you can use that basically. Yeah, as they're shooting, it's doing what you said and it's multiplying yourself.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so then I am done. The bad guys are done, and I am going to pass back to.
And so does that mean that I also my Madrox power goes up to 4d8, right?
No, that's only if the effect die is D10 or greater. And my effect die was only a D8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you go twice though? Because you were the last person to go, then you go
I can
first.
choose to go twice if I want, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wait. Amy, settle down. I'm just going to roll D6. Oh, so 1, and then 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Jamie, it's back to you.
Okay. I am going to use the multiple me's to try and subdue as many of them as I can.
Okay. So you create a complication for them?
Yeah, creating a complication for them, trying to disarm them, knock them out, whatever opportunity my dupes can take.
Yeah, that works for me. Go ahead and build your dice pool.
Okay, so I guess I'm in the same room as Deadpool now, so it's team.
No, you're still on the landing, so you can still keep yourself as solo.
Okay, so I'm still solo then. Again, I mean it's the same thing. Honestly, multiple men, multiple problems for them. 3d8 for Magic's Mob, and still Combat Expert.
Works for me.
And you said I had an extra d8 complication from them?
Yes.
For
Yep.
them? Okay. Alright, here we go. A single opportunity.
Okay, I will buy that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And my total is 16
Whoa!
with a D10 effect dice.
Holy shit. Okay, so the what do you call it? They will resist with they got their 4d6 because Deadpool killed a bunch of them already. I'm going to use a d8 for Gangster Party because there's lots of them, and I'm going to use their d8 for their guns. Guns. And let's see how it works out for them. I don't think that's going to be good enough, but okay. I rolled 2 opportunities. Anyone? Yeah, Jeff, you got first chance to buy them if you like.
No, I don't think I will. I don't have a lot of.
You guys want to buy that
Right
one? Or you? You only got one.
Almost broke.
Yeah.
I think I'll keep what I got.
Okay. Brent, do you want to buy either of those opportunities?
No, I've already bought one, so I'm good.
Okay, you good? Okay, so then my result is only an 8. So I don't. What your effect die was a D10?
Yeah.
Yeah, even like my best effect die is still lower than yours as well. So what happened? Basically, you've taken another. I'm going to take another dice away from here. So you've managed to somehow incapacitate more of this crowd. What does it look like?
It looks exactly like that. I'm knocking guns out of their hands. I'm pinning them to the ground, sometimes 2-on-1, and just eliminating them.
Nice. Okay, who you passing?
Maybe a bit of the fact that it's a party. There's a lot of crap too. Like he's using the surrounding bottles or whatever's there.
Okay, nice.
The bar fighter.
Okay, then who are you passing to?
I am going to pass to Iron Fist because he's not quite into the action yet.
Okay, so Iron Fist, what are you doing?
Okay, so as I was describing before, I'm focusing my chi to block out all the background noise, to hear from where whoever's giving commands or yelling orders, and I'm gonna burst through to wherever that location is in the top floor.
Okay.
Or is that too many things? Or can I only do a perception type?
No, I'll let you. No, that's fine. I'll let you. So what happens is you do sort of hear there's some hushed speaking in Spanish and whatnot, and then you hear one of them says tres, sí, tres, and you hear and a kind of a whooshing sound, and that you're like, oh no. So you burst through, and what you see is there's one guy who's kind of got from the room you can tell he's kind of like the big dude who's in there, and there's a couple other gangsters that are with him, but he's sort of hunched over, and you see him drop from his hand 3 of those inhalers, and they rattle to the ground. He looks up and sees you where you've burst through, and his body kind of explodes out with muscles, and he's now this massive, muscular figure. What are you doing?
Okay, because I know time isn't in the essence. I've seen what he does. As I throw open the door, I'm grabbing momentum, using my enhanced speed, and leap kicking him in the head to smash him back, and try and knock him back.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead and build your dice pool.
Okay, so it is solo, so there's a D8. I had that D10 for the dice I bought before.
Yeah, stunned.
Okay, can I use a distinction as well?
Yeah, of course. Distinction. Okay. You can always use one distinction suit, one of yours, or either Gangster Party or Slum Tenement.
Well, I'm going to try and go all out because he's powering up and I know he's going to hurt. So I am a living weapon. I'm going to spend my remaining power point to D8 it.
No. Remember, it doesn't cost you a power point to use that D8. You can use distinctions always. You get a power point if you use it as a D4.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'll just use it as a D8.
Okay. What you can do, Brent, is here's the different things you can do. You can spend a power point to get if it's a stunt, you get a D8 to your dice pool. If it's you're not describing it, it's just a D6 that goes to your dice pool. Or you can use it to add another dice to the results, the total, or you can do it to add another effect die.
Okay, that's if I spend the point, right?
Yeah, those are the things you can do with power points.
Okay, so right now I'm gonna not. That's a good to note.
Something else to note, Kev?
Okay,
I love this game so far.
Nice.
Okay, so So okay, and then I'm gonna use my enhanced speed as I'm like running into like get momentum to do the leap kick.
Works for me.
Okay, and then this is a D10 for being a combat master.
Yeah. And remember, I'll also remind, I'm not saying that's necessarily useful here. Remember that your master die can be broken down into 2d8 or 3d6.
You know what? Yeah, that does make sense. I'll break down the master die to 2d8 because I've already got 1d10. So if I save that as the effect dice,
Yeah.
then it would make more sense probably to break it down into 2d8.
Works for me.
In theory, anyway. We'll see how it pops up. So in my hand right now, I've got 1d10 and 5d8.
Okay. I haven't been keeping track. I'll trust that that's right.
I also think this game would be play a lot faster once you knew your character really well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like you gotta remember we're like don't know all our powers all the time.
No, it's also like once you guys know backwards and forwards how to build dice pool, it's less of like checking with me. You just be describing what you're doing,
Right.
happening in scene and making the roll.
I rolled one, so you get a point.
No, I'm not. Can choose to do that, Brent.
Okay, you can choose to do the point.
What opportunity?
Yeah, there's an opportunity to buy an opportunity.
I will do that. I will buy that opportunity, guys.
Okay,
Just so you know.
you buy it? No, I just ignore. Do I still add the dice pool dice?
No, no. Any ones you roll can't be used.
Okay.
But what do you call? And then what you do is you just say, "Oh, I rolled an opportunity," or "I rolled 2 opportunities," and then I can say.
We can only not use them if you buy them.
Sorry?
We can still use it if you don't buy it.
No. Ones can never be used.
Oh, ones are just dead. Okay.
Yeah, ones are dead. Just so you know, guys, the Doom pool is 2d10, 2d8 right now.
Okay. So I rolled a total of an 18 with a D10 effect.
Whoa! Jesus. Did you buy extras? Oh, because you rolled an 8 on a 10, yeah. Okay, awesome. So you go racing forward, or what does it look like, Brent? You describe it for me.
Okay, I come, and it's a sort of a rickety place, so I just come bursting through this, like crap-ass door. I see him with the inhaler, and instantly think, I've got to bring this guy down now before that stuff gets through him. And I just run, ignoring the the minor guys in the room, and pull myself up into a big leap kick, and plant my foot in his chest.
Nice. Okay, so I'm using his solo dice. I'm using D4 for you're on my turf, and I'm using D10 from superhuman durability. Yeah. And I'm also going to use a D10 from the Doom pool. So we'll see how this works. Holy shit, fuck. Okay, so I rolled no opportunities. I'm spending a dice from the Doom pool to add another dice to my result. So I got a 19.
Oh.
And I'm, I'm going to inflict D10 physical stress on you. What happens is his counterattack is you leap forward, you hit him square in the chest, and it basically you hit and then fall down, and he goes and smashes down with both fists on you. So you have D10 physical stress right now. So
okay, how do I defend against it?
You don't defend against it. That's the way power. I had to spend a D10 from the Doom pool to do that. Just like in order to do that stuff in response, this is why it's dangerous to let the Doom pool get too big, is because in order to do a counterattack, I need to spend something of equal size, but I already had another D10 in there.
What was it about D12s in the Doom pool again?
When I have 2 D12s, I can spend 2 D12s from the Doom pool to end a scene, and it doesn't end well then. Okay, so Brent, what it means is that you're rocking a D10 stress, physical stress right now. When I make attacks against you or when I defend against you, I can include that in my dice pool if I can find a way to describe it. But remember that you have chi healing, which I'll encourage you to read over.
Right. So my understanding is if I spend 1 power point, it makes the stress go away?
That is right.
Or no, it makes it -1. Does that mean it just knocks it down the dice level?
No. There's a difference between stress and trauma. If you are having one of your stress, your physical, emotional, or mental, pushed beyond D12, you become stressed out, and you gain a D6 in trauma. Trauma lasts a lot longer than what stress does.
Okay, so like one's like sort of like strain, stun, and one's the physical.
Exactly. So you just got he smashed down on you. Now, who are you passing to? You got Deadpool, and we got the gangsters left to go.
I'll actually give it to Deadpool.
Deadpool, you're up. What are you doing?
Beauty. Alrighty, so the gangster party is going to be solo, and gangster party.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'll let you describe. I'm just going to take a piss and grab some more water. Do you want anything? You want one of those sodas, bud?
Sure, I'll try to pick up on.
$3, you got it.
Just blaze them up.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I might need help upstairs.
Well, first we gotta subdue the fact that there's tons of them here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I've got my bag of guns with me. So maybe I whip out one of the heavy machine guns out of it and just start blazing away.
Yeah.
Just try and mow down the rest of them.
Well, I mean, like, literally you can just light them up, yeah.
Okay, so that's it. You're just going to start running through the house blazing away at the gangsters?
Mow them down.
Okay, so build your dice.
Alrighty, so let's see. Gonna need a D10 for solo. We'll grab.
Oops. I'm going to pee, but I will buy any opportunities you roll.
Maybe a D4. I'm going to buy a D4 because I'm not laying in the most opportunistic position. Maybe slum. Dilemma.
Well, you can use gangster party. If you're taking a D4 and adding a PowerPoint, you could say there's just so many of them.
Yeah, true enough, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
So many shots hitting me. Just trying to stay aimed. So 10, 4 with the gangster party, and then 8 with the weapon. We'll go godlike stamina. It's another D12 because they're just riddling me with bullets, and then.
How'd you do? Any opportunities?
It isn't rolled yet.
Oh, okay. I'm so itching for those dice. I'm gonna try one of these guys. These are those oat ones I was saying.
What would Covert Master be?
Covert Master is like sneaking around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess Combat Master again. All right. Should be all of them.
There.
Uh-oh. Okay, so we got a 7.
I'll buy those too. Take yourself to a few more.
2 more PowerPoints. So let's say, ooh, that isn't very promising. Can I buy dice with my PowerPoints? How do I do
Not
that
afterwards, no. Before you roll, you could. What do you know? You got even a. Oh, it's a 16 though. 16 with a D12. That's really fucking good.
Oh, I guess 6 and a 7.
Mm.
It's a 6, isn't it?
Mm. That's a 9.
Oh.
Yeah. 'Cause that's what a 6 looks like.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a 9. Damn.
Yeah. That's what I was sorry.
Good roll.
What's these stupid the tens digit for percentile? Okay. So nice. Okay, then that's gonna be a tough one to resist. So their dice plus I'm gonna use a D4 for Gangster Party. Actually no, I'm gonna say the D4 is for Slum Tenement. So basically, as they're running through, there's like the place is being blown apart. So there's like dust from drywall and like splinters of wood and shit like that. So it's just distracting them like crazy. As you're running through, I'm going to use their guns to try and resist. And
There's the smoke falling down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
From the big guy smashing him Iron Fist in the ground.
Yeah. So let's see here. Oopsies. No opportunities, but my best roll is 13. So you beat me. So that's another one gone. So another dice is gone. You're blazing away, and these guys are dropping left, right, and center. So you're done. The only one left to go is the gangsters and the guy fighting Iron Fist. Who do you want to pass to?
Guess I'll pass to the gangsters first.
Okay. So gangsters are going to go. They are. I'm rolling 3d6. Right. How many power points do you have?
1.
Okay. So
Are you going to do something nefarious?
Well, no. I'm just trying to decide how. Like, if you had more than one power point, I wouldn't feel bad about passing from the gangsters to the bad guy, from the bad guy back to the gangsters, back to the bad guy. So he would have 2 rounds against you. But if you only got 1 power point, it would be difficult for you to counterattack twice because you can't gain any more power points between now and your next turn. So, sure, they're down to 3. Let's see here, and then I will use guns, and I'm going to use. I'm going to add another dice to the Doom pool just because it's what do you call it? The place is basically falling apart as you guys are as Deadpool's as you guys have been basically blazing your way through it. So that's all my dice. I'm using 1 extra dice for attacking multiple targets. So no opportunities rolled. I got an 11 with an effect die of a D6. So Jamie, why don't you do your first while Deadpool's in the washroom? What are you doing?
What's my reaction?
Yeah, what's your reaction to? So they're still kind of blazing away or trying to take you down. There's just so many of them, so many of you.
Honestly, at this point, I'm trying to just still swarm and take them down.
Okay.
So my reaction is just to continue to swarm them.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and make your reaction.
Okay, so my reaction is a solo, multiple men, multiple problems, plus my Maddox pool, plus combat's expert. So my reaction is no opportunities, 16 total.
Nice. Okay,
with
so
a D8, if that matters.
You could spend a what do you call it? A power point to counterattack, and then do that as an effect on them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'll do.
Okay. And do you want to do the same kind of complication?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So like these guys are kind of coming down, and like one will hit you, and then another dupe will appear behind him, and he'll be like, "Whoa, jeez, no," and is dragged down. Okay, so there's only 2 dice left for the gangsters. They're done. The gangsters then pass to nope. Hey, stay out of there. The gangsters pass to the guy that you're fighting, El Jefe. Okay, so El Jefe, Iron Fist, is going to build a dice pool first. He's going to try and hammer you again. He is at So he's got his D8. I'm going to use. I'm going to add a dice to the Doom pool again by using what do you call it? On my turf distinction at D4, and I'm going to use his superhuman strength at D10, and his combat expert at a D4. Okay, so let's see how he does. I got no distinctions, or no opportunities rather, and I rolled a total of 15 with a D8 effect. And he's trying to inflict physical stress, and the way it works, Brent, is if I roll an effect die that's less than your current stress, it just bumps it up by 1, so your D10 would become a D12.
Okay.
Okay, so he's trying to pound down on you again. What are you doing?
All right. And this is my defense, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so I'm a solo. I'm super trained at combat. I'm not gonna sit in my ass and I'm popping up to my feet and blocking or dodging the attack.
Okay.
Like, is it single fist or a double fist?
He's double fisting it down on you.
Yeah, so that's more of a dodge than a block. So I roll out of the way and leap to my feet, or that's what I attempt to do anyway.
Okay. So does that sound like living weapon or?
Oh yeah, I'm a living weapon. I'm just I'm in the zone.
Nice.
It's just pure martial arts movie here.
Okay, awesome.
D8 for solo, D8 for living weapon. To me, I'm dodging this, so this sounds like an enhanced reflex thing.
Works for me.
Okay, so D8 for that, and I will use. There's a D10 for combat master.
You're not blocking that. So I think it's more acrobatic. Really, it's splitting hairs here, but
Okay.
because you're
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and remember, you can break up that D10 if you choose to. I'm not saying that's necessarily what you need to do, but.
Okay, so is it better for me to get a higher number him, or better to have a higher effect dice?
You need to beat his. If you beat his number, if you beat 15, then you do nothing. Then he doesn't affect you, and you can potentially counterattack. But if you do beat, so if you do fail, if you don't beat him, but your effect die is equal to or higher than his, then it steps it down by 1.
Okay, what is his effect die right now?
8.
His effect die is an 8.
To be honest, it's really a moot point at this point because both of them would be lower, both of them would bump up by 1.
Right.
Right, bump up your current D10, which I forgot to roll. Shit, hold up. Ooh. They've got a 16 actually, Brent. Sorry.
Okay.
So you're rolling against.
Okay, so I've got 5 dice here. What else can I do to add something else to a roll?
You can add. You could spend a PowerPoint to do a stunt, to add a D8, and that's pretty much it. You could have created an asset. If there was an asset, you could try and take advantage of that, but that asset's been used already. I don't think you've got any stunt dice you're sitting on. Jamie's sitting on one right now, but.
No, okay. So I guess I'll use my remaining PowerPoint to roll a 6 dice.
Well, okay, then you got to hope you roll some opportunities. So, because you would need a PowerPoint to counterattack if you want to try and counterattack this dude.
Okay, so I won't then.
A little bit, I guess for opportunities. If you roll a 1, you what do you call it? You'll get it.
I get a PowerPoint every time I roll a 1?
Yeah. When I purchased that, you get a PowerPoint.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you should have had. I thought that's what I was asking. I thought you should have at least 3 PowerPoints right now, Brent.
Oh yeah, okay. No, I thought I only got a PowerPoint every time I rolled a D4 as opposed to D8.
No. You do that way too, but also every time I buy one of yours, you get a PowerPoint.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I've got more PowerPoints.
You got at least 3 PowerPoints right now. So make sure you got 3 tokens, and then.
Okay, so then I can spend one of those tokens to get myself an extra D8.
Yep.
I've never used a D8 in my life.
Describe for us the stunt.
Okay. So basically, I kick him. He knocks me on my ass, punches the crap out of me, and I'm not having any more of it. I'm ready. I know what he's at. So as he raises his fist, I'm in like sort of Matrix bullet time.
Yeah.
And I don't just roll. I do like I flip myself up just slightly about 6 inches into the air and do like a roll to the side.
Nice.
And then pivot and land on my feet.
That works for me. Okay, so go ahead and make your roll. You need to beat a 16, and it's a D8 effect.
All right.
Any opportunities?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay. I will buy.
Okay, 7. I beat the shit out of that roll. I rolled. So.
Brent, opportunities are always dealt with first. How many opportunities did you roll?
1.
1. Okay, I'm going to purchase that. So, Greg, give yourself a PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay, and then how you beat it?
Yes. 26. I rolled a 28 total and have a D8 effect.
Brent, you don't add them all up. Remember, you add 2 of them.
Oh. Okay. Shit.
2 of them you add to get your result, and then you can spend a PowerPoint to add an additional one if you like, or as many as you've got PowerPoints. But you always need to leave an effect die.
Okay, I thought I added everything but the effect die.
No.
Okay, now I understand why you wouldn't always break dice up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To make this work, I have to spend another PowerPoint.
Okay.
To get the 3rd dice, and that gives me a total roll of 21.
21. Nice. So yeah, you get it. And then what's your effect die?
It's a D8.
Okay. Now certain big, powerful guys work like mobs, and they have multiple dice to make them, like boss fight kind of characters. A D8 is what you need to be able to knock this guy down by 1. Or you could create a complication. And what a complication does is it creates an ongoing dice that you can constantly add to your dice pool, just like stress. So, remember, complications are things like, Spider-Man's webbings, or like fear effect, or whatever. So if you can think of something that, rather than doing, trying to do damage against this dude, you could try and create a complication of some kind. Like, maybe you're wrapping him up.
I want to do a cheesy martial arts maneuver. Like in some of the old films, they do like the ear clap thing to like.
Yeah. Love it. Awesome. Okay, so that means he's got a D8 complication on him, which is called what?
I don't know. Concussive daze?
Yep, works for me. Okay, so he's staggering around. Here's the other thing, cool, Brent, is if you, let's say you try to do that again. If you stepped up that complication past a, past a D12, normally, not for this kind of character, but for normal characters, once you step it up past a D12, that means they're out of the fight.
Nice.
Yeah, so, okay, so he's staggering around. Next up is whom? Well, that was your reaction. So it's him, bad guys have gone, which means he's at the end of the round. He's going to choose who goes next. He's going to keep the initiative. He's going to try and counterattack you. He didn't like that. So I got my dice for him. I got my, I'm going to spend take a D4 for, that's my turf. He's just so angry with you right now that
hang on, you're on Skype.
Oh.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
Good. Watching TV with Laura.
Oh, nice. So I'm adding another dice to the Doom pool, Brent.
Okay.
So hey, Laura.
Hello.
And what else am I adding? I got dice to the Doom pool. And I've got his Combat Master and his Superhuman Strength. So let us see how he does. I have 2 opportunities. You've got first choice to buy those, Brent.
All right. So to buy an opportunity that I just I give up one of my PowerPoints and get a dice, right?
Yep, and then if you can describe it as a stunt, it's a D10. If it's just a normal dice, it's a D8.
Okay, so just in the room, was he sitting by, like, say, a desk or something like that?
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, so I clapped him, and then I'll try and do the concussive daze thing again. But
Yep.
instead of I jump up, hit the desk, leap against the wall, leap off the wall to get behind him and slap him from the head from behind.
Okay, so all it does, Brent, it gives you a stunt. It gives you that's a dice you could use on your reaction roll.
Okay.
Okay, so my dice was a
sort of
16 with a D8 effect die. So go ahead and make your resistance. He's thrashing, trying to get at you right now. So for when you're building your dice pool now, Brent, remember that you can use that stunt that you just got, and you can use the complication in addition to everything else you're using.
Okay, so the complication was a D8.
That's right.
The stunt was a D10 or a D8?
The stunt was a D10 because it's a stunt.
Okay.
Stunts, when you buy them on your turn, are a D8. Stunts, when you buy them as an opportunity, are a D10.
Okay. And this is a defense, right?
Deadpool, and for Jamie, there's one other opportunity to buy if you like it.
No, I'm good right now.
In what context?
Well, if you could think of a way, remember that he's thrashing around and fighting upstairs, and you're sort of like blazing your way through there upstairs. So maybe if you think of something funny that maybe like you come into a hallway and there's a whole bunch of guys who are there and they're like but at the same time the big guy hit the ground and then like a big chandelier or a big bit of the ceiling falls down that can give you a chance to get a drop on them.
Okay.
Or something similar. I mean, that's just. You can just let me know if you want to buy it and just spend your PowerPoint.
Okay.
So, Brent, how'd you do are you building your reaction?
Yeah, so, okay, so I've got the D10 and the D8 from the stress. I got another D8 from the solo.
It's not from stress, it's from complication. Remember, stress is damage, complication is something different.
Okay, so I've got the D8 from the complication, the D10 from the stunt, the D8 from the solo.
Yep.
I'm using my reflexes to keep out of harm's way, so that's another D8.
Okay.
And D10 for our acrobatic master.
Okay.
And what am I trying to beat, sorry?
16. Lick, lick, lick. Hey, licker. Lick, lick, lick. Hey, Louie.
How many enemy dice are left?
In the Doom pool? Oh, there are 3 left.
3 enemies?
Yep.
I'm gonna buy that one.
Nice. Okay, so you got a D10 you can use.
Okay, so I rolled shitty on... Okay, wait. First I have... you have the... Fuck, I always forget the terminology, but you have a chance to buy...
Yep. Did you roll 1?
Yeah.
Yep, I'll buy that opportunity. And I'll upgrade. Use D... Oh, it's going to be the lowest die. So, where's the D8s? Okay.
Uh-oh, they all D8s now and higher?
The Doom pool is currently 4 D8 and 1 D10.
I have to stop rolling ones. Okay, I luckily just beat you by 1, so I got a 17.
Nice.
And I rolled really shitty on a D10, so I'm going to use that as my effect dice.
Okay. So you, so how does it look?
He starts throwing these big punches at me.
You gave a good description before, so yeah, you look on the desk and whoa, he's even more stunned now. So his complication is currently a D10.
Hey, we're tied.
Nice. Okay.
So basically, the next blow knocks one of us out.
No, it has to go beyond 12.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that was his attack on his next turn. He's going to pass to one of you 3, and I'll roll randomly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Deadpool, you're up next. So describe what the stunt looks like that you got.
So he hits the ground,
Yep.
and then I imagine as he's flailing around upstairs, he hits a pillar, which doesn't affect them directly, but knocks down a portion of the ceiling beside me, which makes a couple guys dive out of a doorway that I'm right by.
Yeah.
And as they're flying by, I run out of bullets, flick my canister open as I'm spinning the gun around. The empty mag hits this guy in the head as I lock another one in, and then
That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay, build your dice pool.
and then the other guys down the hallway are just like, look at each other, look at me, look at each other, and then both go through separate doorways.
Nice. Okay, build your dice. Actually, you got your stunt dice for sure, and then build your dice pool.
Okay, so
Nope.
there we go. And let's say
Gangster Party or Slum Tenement are the two other distinctions.
Slum Tenement for a 4, because I'm currently in the middle of a Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
TV show where everybody's popping through doorways down hallway.
Nice. Take your PowerPoint.
So, and then
Scooby-Doo, that's so good.
My aunt, and her 3 boys.
we're gonna go with probably enhanced
What
reflex
happened to Dave?
Yep.
for being able to
He's saying he's just running behind. He's got some family thing right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and remember, you can grab 2 from yours, right? This is yours.
Oh, right.
Yeah, actually, you got advanced reflexes, and you could grab weapons as well. One from each of your powers.
Right. Because they're no longer shooting me, so
Yep.
I gotta.
Do you have? Can I see for a second here? Do you have?
So that was winning. That was my distinctions.
Mm.
We had a double B soul.
You know, I think the only thing that would really speed this game up is if the reaction dice pool were faster to build.
The the reaction dice pool are the same length of time. It's getting used to the building those dice pool.
Well, I know, but that's what I mean. Like, on your own action, when you're describing what you're doing and building your dice pool, if it takes a minute or 2, it doesn't matter. But on the reaction one, it's like, I don't know.
Mm.
It's again the same minute or 2.
Yeah.
So there's that one.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. So no distinctions
70,
or no opportunities.
10,
Wow.
and
Actually, Jesus, you can go 18 and keep it as a D10 result.
I got a D10 right
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Okay, so remember, you can spend a D. There are 3 of them left. You can spend 2 power points and basically wipe out all the rest of them.
there. Yeah.
Okay. So describe what happens. Deadpool has just killed all the gangsters.
They both go popping off the hallway. And then, let's say, I pull out one of my sais, and I see through the doorway there's a kitchen.
Yeah.
And so I rattle my sai off through the kitchen. It bounces off the metal wall behind the stove.
Yeah.
Ricochets through the other door, and I just hear a oh as the guy hits the floor.
Let me try and make my. So I'm going to use Gangster Party, 3 dice. I don't think I can beat 18. And that's really going to be it for them. Let's see here. Oh, no, I added dice to the Doom Pool. Step up. D10. Yeah, no, I got a 10 in total. So, yeah, they're all. 3 more, a bunch of more guys are down. So all the gangsters are either dead or out. So they don't get to go. Who are you passing to? Madrox and Deadpool have not gone this turn, and Iron Fist haven't gone.
Okay, let's go Iron Fist this time.
Yeah, Iron Fist, what are you doing?
Kick some more ass.
Iron Fist was just listening to the 2 women in the room make fun of gaming.
Is which? Oh,
So just listening to the 2 women in the room make fun of gaming.
yeah.
And how they play.
So what do you,
Okay, so he's up to the D10 complication, right? So it's sort of I want to keep going with that. Is it because if I punched or kicked him, it wouldn't do the same thing?
There are also, I will tell you that there are also some tough guys who can spend a point from the Doom pool or spend a power point and just ignore any physical stress.
Oh, okay. Can I do something cool like try and put his head through a wall and into the drywall and
Absolutely. It's, remember, it's more, that's all narrative stuff. So the effect of that, maybe what you if you're trying to continue with the disorienting thing, then that's what you're doing is shoving him in and knowing it's not really going to hurt him, but it's going to further disorient him.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do.
Okay.
And what I will use is as a distinction, I will use a slum tenement. It's got shitty, weak walls. But I'm hoping some of the drywall in the face and getting his head there.
Okay. Are you using it at a D4 and get a PowerPoint, or are you using a D8?
You know what? I'm gonna try and use it at a D4 and get a PowerPoint because I'm down to 1.
Okay.
And I would like more of those.
Okay.
I will use a D8 for it being so. Okay, and the narrative thing is, as he's throwing all these blows at me, I'm going to sort of wait till position, let him turn sort of kind of facing the wall, and as he throws a blow at me, I punch him from behind into the head, so his head with my superhuman strength, so his head goes into the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so D8 for soul, D4 for distinction, enhanced strength at a D8, and combat master at a D10.
Remember, you can use you can try and double up your enhanced strength. Either roll 2d8 or roll a d10. If you fail, then it's disabled until what do you call it? Until either you spend it by one of my opportunities or a transition scene.
Right. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. I will take 2d8. Mm-hmm. So then I'd be rolling 4d8 and d10.
We're doubling twice your boy's tag. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, go ahead and make your roll. I got the what I think is going to be the resistance. Jeff, one thing I'm doing for running it is I actually start building the reaction die pool beforehand.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as they're describing it, just so I've got it in my mind what the reaction's going to be.
Oh, good. I rolled hopefully awesome. Okay, so nothing for you to buy finally. And then using my 2 highest die, it's a 15 and a D10 effect. 15
and D10, okay? So he is, what do you call it? I'm using, I already upgraded, but I'm spending, I'm using Slum Tenement at a D4. It's very likely that his head is going to easily go through this wall. I got his, what do you call it, superhuman durability, and I don't think his combat expert's going to help him here. So I'll just make a roll, and I got his solo dice. I got one opportunity here, Brent.
Can't do much about getting punched in the noggin.
So okay, I just take it? I don't have to buy it, or
no? You have to buy it. It's an opportunity for you to spend a PowerPoint to either get a D8 or make it a stunt and get a D10.
So how do you give me more PowerPoints on your end?
You when rolling ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or using your distinctions at a D4.
So what did you do now to generate a possibility for me to buy something?
Because I rolled a 1. When you guys roll ones, that's your you roll an opportunity for me where I can make the Doom pool bigger by giving you a PowerPoint. In the reverse of that is that when I roll a 1, you can spend a PowerPoint and get either a stunt dice that's at a D10 or just any dice at a D8.
And does it add to the Doom pool?
No.
Okay.
When you purchase them, no, you're just spending a PowerPoint.
All right.
So you don't have to do that, but
no, I will spend it.
Okay. So
okay. So the ones come when you roll ones. Got it.
Yeah, when I roll ones, then you have the and because it's you who's interacting with this character, you get the first opportunity. If you don't want it, one of the other guys can buy them. That's why
Right.
you got that effect from like the thing falling down last round.
Okay. And then when you draw stuff from the Doom pool, that's when I get an extra power point.
No. When I add stuff to the Doom pool, when you roll the 1, I can give you a power point, and then I can add a dice to the Doom pool.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So, all right. So I don't roll high enough effects. So yeah, this guy's not like knocked out, Brent. So how does it look? He's not knocked out. He's basically senseless, or maybe stuck in the wall.
He's trying to punch me, right? So I position myself against the wall and I dodge a couple blows, and then as he put one fist out, I spin around behind him and like smash his head into the drywall.
Nice. Your fist all lights up with energy for the iron fist, and boom. Okay. So he kind of is hammering his head stuck in the wall, but can't get out. So effectively, you guys have taken everyone out of the fight. Whoever is left in this building is completely like either a non-combatant or it has been secured by Jamie Madrox. So.
Oh, is this guy gonna die and explode?
That guy?
The guy whose head's stuck in the wall.
Pretty good chance of it, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing the head's on the other side of the wall.
Yes.
I never even thought of that. That was just something. Yeah.
Okay. So,
it works quite conveniently.
who took the what do you call it? Who took the the other what do you call it? Milestone, the one about taking out their what do you call it? What was it?
Oh yeah, I took that. The make them pay.
Make them pay. Anyone who took make them pay gets 3 XP because you have taken out one of the Kingmaker's labs here or distribution centers, and anyone who took make them pay also gets 1 XP for taking out the gangsters and 1 XP for taking out the El Jefe here.
Yeah.
5 XP, damn.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay. So, what do you got? What happens next, guys? What do you guys do? You sort of have secured everyone here. What are you guys doing?
Kev, it also says that using the immortal weapon, I can get 3 XP when I defeat an opponent. No, wait, I got to be in a buddy situation. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's Dave's fault for not being here.
Yeah. Where the hell's Luke?
I know. I'm like, I've got to defeat someone with that iron fist, and that's what I did. I punched him in the wall using that, the doubled strength thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then,
that's awesome. Okay, so what happens, guys? What do you guys do?
Well, first of all, is the leader alive? We don't like that. We need to find out. Kev, did his head blow up?
Yeah, if you what do you call it? You could likely find some way to sort of secure him. I imagine that maybe Deadpool's got some like cable or something like that he can use to secure super strong guys.
So I figure we gotta go reconvene upstairs because we're still all kind of just finished the battle, so we gotta go figure out what's going on now.
So when you guys walk upstairs, you see Iron Fist standing in the room with some terrified women, and there's a giant guy who's got his head stuck in a wall who's trying to get it out.
On my way up, I had thrown the backpack on and grabbed a couple of beers on the way up.
Nice.
Sipping some random gangster kind of beers. And get upstairs, what the hell happened here?
Make sure you keep an eye on your milestones. I can't remember what his milestones are, but if you...
I don't understand the first one there. What was that even...
Okay, never can tell. When you use your unstable limit, when you step up your mental stress, you can gain a power point. So your mental stress right now is a 0. You could step it up to... What you could have done is, say, step it up to a D4, which makes... remember, stress is a thing that the other side can use in their dice pool. Yeah. And then every time you step it up, you get a power point. And when you use that, you also get an XP.
If I step up that stress level?
Yeah.
That's my unstable limit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and then when you alter your pattern of insane joking to say something lucid, smart, or logical in the midst of superheroic chaos and weirdness, then you will get 3 XP. Mm-hmm. And when you arbitrarily switch sides into conflict, or reject a reasonable and attractive offer to remain with your allies, you get 10 XP.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, what are you guys doing? You got the big dude stuck in the wall, and Deadpool and Jamie, one of you or one of your dupes walks in, or many of your dupes maybe, walk in and you see Iron Fist standing there. What happens, guys?
Jamie immediately is saying, "Okay, we gotta find out where this Kingmaker is."
Yeah, this guy's pretty strong. We need to secure him. He popped the drug. I'll lean down and pull up the what the hell is it called? The run and hide.
Okay.
And then, hey, Deadpool, do you have any chains of rope in your backpack?
Pardon?
You need chains of rope in your backpack.
I probably got something in here. Start digging in the bag, throwing out an Uzi, handgun, some watermelon, some empty beer bottles, tampons from last night. Oh, there we are. Hands you the rope.
Okay. With multiple man's help, we'll tie his arms and legs behind him, and then pull him out of the wall.
Okay. So it takes all of you, and by that I mean Jamie, to push him out of the wall. And he sits down, and his one eye is like crazy bulging out of his head at this point, and all bloody and stuff. And he's looking back at you, and he's saying stuff in Spanish that actually Deadpool, you speak Spanish, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, Madrox, you probably speak Spanish as well. Yeah, he's threatening all manner of harm to Iron Fist.
And I'll tell the other two, based on my investigation, we don't want to piss him off too much because it might make his head explode. So we want to try and calm him down, not rile him up.
Well, he doesn't like you very much.
I chuckle and look over at Madrix and say, "It looks like he's got the tackle. Let's go see what we can find in the rest of the house."
Sure.
I don't speak Spanish. Leave some of yourselves here.
Well, a couple Jamies stay there, and a couple Jamies go with Deadpool.
Okay. So what are you guys doing now, or doing next?
I say we go ahead.
Well, in this game, you got a lot more liberty to just don't wait for me to provide options for you to do. Show you game should be some you get an opportunity to take some narrative initiative in it.
Okay, well the scene is Iron Fist is threatening this guy as Jamie's asking him questions.
Is he threatening? Didn't he just say that if his stress level gets too high, his head might explode?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any other way to get a thug to talk. Maybe Jamie's telling him, you better calm down. Better not let him hit you again. I think your head's going to explode.
He tells you where to stuff something.
Tell him his product is lethal. If he doesn't want to die from it, he's going to have to calm himself down.
So we're asking him if he's ready to die for his boss.
Okay. That will be I think that'll be a roll against the Doom Pool because you're not necessarily because you're not trying to intimidate him, you're trying to persuade him, right?
Hey,
Right.
Kev,
Yeah.
I've got another idea. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Multiple man. What if we just knocked him unconscious? Then when he's in an unconscious state, he wouldn't be angry, right? It might calm him down.
Did you just punch him in the head?
Well, no, but wait, yeah,
Wait.
what if I?
No, yeah, I'm saying, did you just punch him in the head? And did it knock him out? I mean, I don't know how you're suggesting we're gonna knock him out.
Okay. Well, I was thinking I
You
was going to
punching him in the head didn't knock him out.
Well, now that he's subdued, I can use my knowledge. I can focus my chi and using my mystical knowledge to disrupt his chi and by hitting a pressure point that will render him unconscious.
And you think this is less likely of his head exploding?
What are you hoping to achieve by knocking him out?
To reduce his anger levels.
Right.
Like, because
waiting for the drug to run its course.
Oh, forget that. I don't have to knock him unconscious. I just have to relax him. So I'll go for a pressure point that will, relax him like he's gone for a nice long massage or something like that.
I love that. Okay, so yeah, that's just gonna work. So he's just screaming and whatnot, and that is such a much more effective kung fu way of resolving that than just trying to punch him. It's like that old Simpsons episode where they're stuck in a hole. I know, we'll dig our way out. So you you step behind him, you kind of crack your hands, and then you cut things, and he kind of he gets this look of contentment that washes over his giant face, and then his breathing slows, and his heart rate kind of goes, and I'll even say, Brandon, you'll be able to sort of redirect his chi to purge the stuff from his system.
Nice.
You do that, and then his body kind of shrinks down back to a normal size, and he's pretty much on the verge of unconsciousness at this point. He's been think of the worst hangover you could have experienced, and then maybe multiply that by 10. So he's on a kind of a ball on the ground. What are Jamie and Deadpool doing while this is going on? This is one advantage of you being in, with your powers, you can be in every single fucking scene.
For that.
Hey, Brent, did you use your chi healing to get rid of your stress?
I would have done that, yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask is because in transition scenes, your any stress you have is stepped back by 1 dice.
Okay. And my healing would get rid of it completely, right?
With your guys, you could do it.
Every time
So you just
stress, but you wait a scene and it's gone anyway.
Exactly. So it's a nice way of milking an extra PowerPoint out of things.
Yeah, cool.
You're going to take a PowerPoint. I'm assuming you did that.
Okay, sure.
Which also means you get to get an XP.
What? Ooh, XP, hot damn.
Okay.
Does anyone else need healing?
No, I think no one else took damage.
Okay.
I guess me and Jeff are just kind of we're searching the house for the stash, walking around looking for wherever.
Yeah, we'd like to destroy this drug basically at this point.
Okay. So I'll say, yeah, you guys are able to find, one of the secured guys is scared enough of Deadpool to cough up where the location is. So you find that and destroy the drugs. What are you and Iron Fist? This guy is he's conscious, but he's pretty beat up right now. What are you and Jamie doing?
Just asking him, where he got it from, who was and asking a very calm and quiet manner. And just where did you get the drug from? Who gave it to you?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Jamie's playing bad cop then. He's he's saying give us the Kingmaker, and he's basically saying you saw we got Deadpool with us, right? You know him, right?
Mm.
You know Deadpool.
Okay. So he, after a little bit of coercion and the threat of bodily violence from Deadpool, he coughs up a location. He doesn't know his stuff is supplied by the Kingmaker, but there is a distribution point that he tells you about. It is a warehouse in a kind of an industrial park that's just across the river. And he obviously doesn't go over there to pick it up, but he's got couriers that bring the shit over. He knows that's where all the stuff is manufactured, because that's where they bring all the empty containers back to. So you have an address. So what are you guys going to do?
I guess we're making our way out there.
Why he hasn't shown up yet? And then we should probably. We haven't. Oh, hey! I could use. I wonder if I. I'm an expert at business. Would I be able to get a hold of city blueprints just so we know what this place is, or?
Okay, to do something like that, Brett, what you would be doing is you'd be rolling against the Doom Pool. The Doom Pool is currently 2d10 and 3d8.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna go with a no.
Well, you could try. It's just that's what the.
Well, you know what? It doesn't hurt. Let's see. Maybe I'll get lucky.
You maybe hit some power points. So build your dice pool. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Sorry, I thought. What you can do. Here's another cool thing you can do in transition scenes, Brent. Is you can buy what's called resources. And what resources are is something that you're purchasing from that's related to your what do you call it? To one of your specialities. You spend a PowerPoint, and then it's a thing you get to add to your dice pool for the whole, and anytime you can work it in. So let's say you were going to try and track down, and instead of making a dice pool against it, what you could do, or a dice roll against it, you spend a PowerPoint and create an asset of you pulling down the blueprints of this. And essentially, it's not a distinction. It's something that you can use for the whole next scene. Anytime you can try and work it into a dice pool.
Okay, cool. So that could be one of our things that we could do for a distinction, like we know the layout.
No, it's better than a distinction because it's a distinction is it takes the place of a stunt die. So instead of a stunt die, you have a resource. So basically, you get something. As long as you can work it into your dice pool, you get to use it over and over and over again.
Get done.
Hey,
Okay.
Kev,
And then
can I use my special effect on this?
Your special effect? Which one?
Did I do that? During a transition scene, you can create a duplicate-based resource for heroes in other scenes in which you are not present.
Yes. Yes.
So, there's a duplicate of me that works at, City Hall or whatever.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so that means there's two. Now you can only use one resource die per thing, but it means that there's resources for both of you guys. Now, give me a sec here. I just want to remember what the dice size is.
She just goes nuts, eh?
So guys, if you're an expert, it's a D6. If you're a master, it's a D8. So whichever, depending on what the level of your speciality is.
It's a D6 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, me as well.
Okay, so and then resources, like I said, so bear in mind that both you guys have yanked blueprints for this, so just whenever you can try and add that in, you get to make use of that. It's only for, actually, so Brent, you've got that one. Do you want to give, Jamie, do you want to give that dice to Deadpool then?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. So you got that. So both of you guys, both you and Brent, have an extra D6 that you can add anytime you can work in the blueprints to the what do you call it? To the dice pool.
Cool.
Okay. So you guys now have an idea of what's going on in this place. You can tell from the blueprints and the permits that were supplied. There's a lot of power going into this, and it seems like there were some special. What do you call it? Special permits for hazardous materials. So there's chemicals and stuff that are going into this place as well. Now the two what do you call it? Distinctions. okay, are going to be seemingly deserted and industrial lab. So, how do the heroes get to this warehouse? How do we enter the scene? I'm actually going to grab some more of this Pell. I forgot I got that. Do you want some of that cheese and some crackers?
I'm okay.
You good for that? There's another cake for you.
Yeah.
You want your cake?
That's
Okay.
We could probably go in on foot, because if it's deserted, then a lot of vehicle noise will be noted if there's anyone in there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Damn it! I think attention span of a housefly.
Yeah. What? What'd you do?
Well, I put what do you call it? Open the drawer or the fridge intends on putting San Pellegrino in, and then immediately forgot and started putting regular water in.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the bouncer. I'll be right back.
Okay.
There's just so much foam everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Honey, careful. Okay, so you guys are arriving by is it the Rand Corporation that's paying for? Hey, Dave's here.
Hey, Gav.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Hey, Jaden, happy belated.
Thank you.
So we are, what do you call it? As you guys are here, why don't you guys tell Dave what's happened so far?
Well, you go ahead. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
So basically, as you guys are, what do you call it? As you guys are leaving and leaving the scene, you're all sitting in maybe Danny's limo, and then he finally gets a text from Luke. Brent, are you there? Did Brent step away? Did everyone step away?
Maybe.
I guess so. Sorry, Dave. Brent stepped away. Hey, there's Dave.
Hey, guys. Yeah, you know what? Jeff was on like 1 second ago. I don't know where Brent went to. I don't think he's...
Oh, I think everyone I stepped away to get some more water, and we were talking about how everyone was going to get in, and I guess we decided that was the time to go away.
Yeah.
What
Makes
happened?
sense.
So basically, in the first scene of our session, Iron Fist was waiting outside. You guys have all had been hired by different people to track down the manufacturer and the distributor of this drug called Run and Hide. What Danny or Iron Fist has learned that it's a drug that actually not only enhances physical characteristics, but it creates a kind of a what do you call it? Pheromonal effect that causes the person to be a really intimidating and like impressive presence as well. Unfortunately, so when it combines with certain adrenal levels, it can cause heads to explode. And that's what happened in our opening scene.
That's so cool.
Office worker trash an office boardroom and have his head explode because his coworker did what he always does and eat all his honeydew. So what do you call it? You guys were actually hired by a lady from your neighborhood who her son Lamar was a promising football player who at graduation took this stuff and it killed him. So she wants to see these people be brought to justice. Deadpool has been hired by a creepy old perv whose trophy wife broke his back mid-coitus and then had her head explode. So Deadpool has been hired to kill everyone, and Jamie Madrox has been hired because this particular drug has a catastrophic influence on people with the mutant X gene. It causes their mutant powers to go like crazy haywire and then kill them. So Jamie is to find whoever mailed this and destroy any evidence of it.
Okay.
So, and in the transition scene, Danny and Jamie both use their specialities to basically pull blueprints and permits and shit like that of this lab that you guys just learned about. So they each have this D6 resource that they can use in their dice pools.
Okay.
Remember, Dave, you start with one PowerPoint too.
Nice.
So we what do you call it? We're just saying, how are you guys arriving then? You guys, it's like the Danny's limo is going to swing by and pick up Luke, and then you're going to head to this warehouse, or what?
Yeah, and then we're thinking we don't want to get too close, being deserted. The sound of a vehicle might go notice, so we figured we just get close and then head the rest of the way in on foot.
Okay. And again, the two distinctions for this scene are seemingly deserted and industrial lab. So remember, you can use those distinctions in place of your character's distinctions.
Okay.
Either use a D4 and add a PowerPoint to your pool, or use as a D8, depending on how you choose to describe it.
Are we going low tech or high tech?
You mean in order to get there?
Like,
No. Once we get in, I'm sure most of your weapons, you can find silencers for most of your weapons. Is that what you're getting at?
That's what I was thinking. Rocking like this, the katana in the one hand, and then just a pistol with a silencer in the other, with a set of night vision.
Nice. You grab a bazooka and start screwing a silencer onto it.
Gas chamber, little fan on the back.
Okay, so we're waiting for Jamie is coming back, having a cigarette, I believe. Here you go, sweetie. Here, you want it? Here you go. What are you doing, Dink?
Oh, never mind.
Hey, Jaden, for this, are you, like, you're Deadpool, but really, like, nobody knows you as Wade Wilson, right? Like, or do we know you as, like, I mean, do we know that Wade Wilson is Deadpool?
Yeah, I'd say yeah, because Iron Fist and Deadpool have a little bit of a closer connection, and Deadpool's fairly open among the super community who he is. And so,
Fair enough.
The cover where him and Thor had that adventure, and Thor's like, never speak of this.
yeah, I'd say he's fairly open about it. Everybody has a good understanding of what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I had to make some popcorn.
That's okay.
Is that a euphemism for something? That's gross.
No, I'm hungry. It's popcorn.
Okay, so the warehouse is like I said, it's in a what do you call it? It's an industrial park. So it's going to be patrolled by, like, security, the odd security guard. But this place seems to have a little bit of extra security on it. How are you guys planning on getting inside the actual lab itself? So you get a picture that you all sort of come running up, and you're at that, you at the chain link and whatever else. Jamie is relatively stealthy. Deadpool and Iron Fist are super stealthy. Luke is actually surprisingly stealthy as well.
Is he really?
Yeah, you got covert expert.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should sneak in.
Well, has anybody ever done recon on the place? I mean, maybe we should kind of scope the place out and see where the weak points are. And
We have blue.
We have the blueprint.
Mm.
yeah, but the blueprints won't tell us what security is at what entrance.
Yeah, we can
No,
go.
that's true.
Deadpool doesn't give a shit. He's killing people other ways.
So Luke will be going in into the opposite entrance that Wade decides to go into. I'll just meet you in the middle there, Wade.
See you soon, buddy.
Okay, so Deadpool's heading off in one way. Luke is going off in another. Where are Iron Fist and Jeannie going?
Actually, Jamie will head in with Deadpool.
Okay.
Well, actually, you know what? And I'll go in with Luke. Multiple man can go in with both of us.
Yeah.
He could.
And I to make it fair, maybe two of you should go with Deadpool, and then we're
one will go with you guys. Yeah, sure. I like that.
Okay, so how are the two different groups approaching the entrance here?
Just go in as one big group. I mean, I'm not quite sure why we're breaking each other up into.
I don't know. Ask Deadpool and Luke.
So what are you trying to do here? Are you just trying to sneak into the building?
What was the objective of getting in here again?
It's
just another.
It's a step
house?
closer to the Kingmaker.
Okay, it's just a.
This is the manufacturing area, I think.
Distribution center.
Okay.
This is they think the manufacturing and distribution center.
Excellent.
So to be fair, I mean, Luke just wanted to do a quick round of recon just to find out kind of the lay of the building, where the best penetration point would be, and not necessarily to have abandoned Wade at all.
You know what I'll let you do, Dave? If you want to spend that PowerPoint, you could get the same kind of resource yourself, a D6 for basically getting identifying where security is and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay. So that means you got a D6 that you can bring up. We'll call it, prudent recon or something like that. So anytime you can bring that into the one of your dice pools, you just remember to add that extra dice.
Okay.
Okay. So how are you guys? I'm gonna either Deadpool or Iron Fist is faster. I'm gonna think that it's Deadpool only because Iron Fist is moving along with Madrox and Luke. So we'll start with you. What do you do?
Okay. We built those blueprints, and I look for the loading bay.
Okay.
Because I figure that'll be my best way in, and it'll have the most amount of guys I can kill.
So is the plan to go in and start blazing away at them, or are you trying to sneak in? Or
I'm sneaking.
Yeah.
But I'm killing.
Okay.
So I kind of picture this as somewhat of a very, very busy kind of structural setup of this. What's it called? Warehouse area. Yep. So I kind of scale myself up a crane, zip line across over one of the buildings, and then kind of poke my head over top with a sniper rifle, little silencer on it.
Yep.
Kind of taking a look at the loading bay, seeing what I'm getting into as far as what guys are there.
Okay, cool. So I'll let you use. So it sounds like you're not trying to just kill the guys. You're trying to kill your way into. So it's to facilitate getting inside.
Getting
right?
inside, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so
cut off their distribution.
Build your dice pool.
So we're going. Is Madrox all with him, or is he with me as well?
I think he's with both of you. He's some of them. Two are with Deadpool, and one is with the other two guys, right?
I think we decided not to split up.
Okay, so then that means that you're on.
They're all They're all on their own, and I'm by myself.
Okay, yeah.
They're a party, and I'm by myself.
Okay, cool. So you use your solo.
Did Jamie just take off on us?
Did.
Is that what you just did?
Bye. Okay, so build your dice pool.
Okay, we got a 10 solo, and
remember your resource is a D6.
Right, resources 6.
Because the blueprints.
What's the modifiers?
Modifiers are seemingly deserted and industrial lab. I think seemingly deserted would probably play in because there's not a lot of guys. There's not tons of them who are kicking around. It would be easy to just take out one or two, dump their bodies, and
head on.
Yeah.
Okay. So seemingly deserted.
Are you going to use it a D8 or a D8?
8.
Okay.
Because it's easier for me.
Okay.
Weapon, another 8.
Mm-hmm.
We got. Would enhanced reflexes count? I don't know. I don't think anybody's.
Enhanced
That's
reflexes?
really going to do anything.
Maybe because you're moving around quickly from shadow to shadow and stuff like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd allow that. Honey, go lie down. Don't be a dink.
And then Covert Master for 10, because I'm being super sneaky.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. I see.
Okay.
Two. No opportunities.
27, 6, 4. So, no opportunities.
So a 14 and a D10 result.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm using my the team dice for them. I'm using seemingly deserted at a D4 to add to the doom pool because I love my doom pool. Actually, and I will give him a D8 for on patrol. So I got no opportunities, and I rolled not good enough. I rolled an 11, and I got a 5. So
Nice.
yeah. So what does it look like? So yeah, there's guys dropping left, right, and center, and you're sneaking your way in. Okay, so I'm gonna say you're inside the actual warehouse now.
Okay.
Who are you passing to?
I'm going to pass to... Sounds like Luke knows a general idea of where he's going.
Okay.
Pass the reins off to him.
So Luke, you're up. What are you gonna do?
Okay. So based on Luke's prudent recon, well, actually, he's actually watched Wade just kind of zip line into the loading dock.
Yeah.
Is Wade having any trouble at this point, or is he just
Wade's killing guys all over the place.
oh,
Like as you're going in, you're seeing like you can picture like a guy walks underneath a streetlight, then you hear a zoop, and he boom drops down. There's a guy who steps out, and, lights a cigarette, and then suddenly he has no head. There's another guy who is standing underneath a streetlight, and he goes to use his radio, and then like a cord comes down and gets around his throat, and pulls him up.
do these guys all have a standard uniform?
No, I mean like generic, Marvel Universe thug uniform essentially.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? Luke is feeling pretty confident about the loading dock area at this point. He's actually just going to tear a hole into the chain link fence and just kind of walk in through that way.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is that you will be, because you're not trying to be stealthy, there probably is going to be security who's coming out. So it'll be effectively like a combat type thing.
Oh, sure, that's great. Well, then he'll mop up all the guys trying to.
Are we all together? If we're together, I'm gonna give you a dirty look for destroying our sneak in.
That's awesome. So
You're super late. You come you missed us at the drug house, and then we get here. You're like, Rip. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, he's doing it. So go ahead and build your dice pool.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the two of you, so you get to use Buddy.
Okay.
And then you can either use one of your distinctions, or you can use one of the scene ones. The scene ones are seemingly deserted and industrial lab. I don't think. I think Madrox is kind of. He was going to be with you, and then you just took off on Madrox.
Okay.
You're keeping eyes out, Jamie, and then leave.
You know what? Let's go with come get some.
Okay. Now, do you want to get a PowerPoint and use a D4, or do you want to roll a D8?
I'll take a PowerPoint off of it.
Okay. Then roll D4, and then what other?
You know what?
Okay, here's an awesome thing that you can do with your area effect. So these guys are mobs. They have 5d6 as their thing. As long as you do an effect of a D8 or higher, it takes away one of them. And you can use area effect abilities to take out a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, so how many would you like to try and add? You can target multiple opponents. Every additional target, you add a D6, and you get to keep an extra dice.
Well, how many are fleeing?
It's sort of abstracted. Like there's 5 dice worth of guards left.
Okay.
And each effect die that you apply to it that is an 8 or higher takes out one of those dice.
Okay, well let's go with 5 then.
Shit. Okay, so actually it's only 4 extra.
Okay.
So add 4d6 to that as well, and then you also get to add one of your powers, which I'm guessing is going to be superhuman strength.
Yeah. And so basically the way it looks is he's Luke runs in and is just pinwheeling or pinballing off of guys. He's just like he's running in, smoking them with one arm, like spinning off and just ricocheting off guys right and left.
Awesome. Okay, so that's I think combat expert then as well. And did you add the d6 from the prudent recon?
Not yet.
That as well.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and roll, and you're gonna. So you keep 2 for whatever the dice result is, and then you also get to keep 4 additional dice for effects. So you can keep 5 effect die.
Okay. And what am I trying to roll?
You're just going to pick 2 of them to be the total, and that result becomes what I have to roll against, and then you keep the other ones as effect die. And remember, you want to it's a D8 or higher that you want to have as your effect, because each time you do that, it takes out one of them.
Oh, okay. Wow. I rolled 3 6s, so 2 of those is probably good.
Okay. So I'm using for them their mob dice, and then I'm using actually I'll use a D8 for the what do you call it? They're on guard. Let's see here. I got a 13 as their what do you call it? As their resistance.
Okay.
So what did you roll? 11.
Oh, on the 2?
Yeah, the 2 that you added together. Yeah.
12.
12. Oh, nice. Okay, wait, no, not nice because I rolled a 13. Okay, so they beat you, and then I'm going to spend a dice from the Doom pool. Basically, what's happened is like at first you're doing that, you're just knocking guys like left, right, and center, but there's just so many of them that they're piling up on top of you, and you've got a complication now of pile-on.
Nice.
So these guys are slowly, even as much as they're what do you call it? They're not really hurting you. There's just so many of them, and they're using like restraints or whatever to try and slow you down. Okay, so that's yours. What are you? Who are you passing to? Got Madrox, Iron Fist, or the bad guys?
I'll pass on to the bad guys. Let's do that.
Okay, so the bad guys, there are still 5 of them. I'm going to use on guard at a D4 to add another dice to the Doom pool. Or actually, I'll step up dice because we're getting there. I got the Doom pool is currently 4D10. Okay, and then they're using guns as well. So. These guys are all, and I'm going to, let's see here, they don't see you, so really you're the only one there, so they're not attacking anyone else. So they're blazing away at you. I got, there are no opportunities, and I rolled a 13 with a D6 effect. So, and actually they're going to continue to try and pile on you and secure you rather than take you down. So, now you get to roll resistance. What are you going to do?
So basically, they're still piling on, right?
Yeah, they're piling on. So what they're trying to do mechanically is they're going to bump up your oh fuck, I forgot to roll that. No difference. Your complication will become a D8 instead of a D6.
Okay.
You need to they need to be a 13. What are you resisting with?
resistant with superhuman strength. Basically, what it looks like is Luke Cage is kind of going to let them all pile on top. So he's actually stopped now, and he's just actively letting them crawl on him like ants.
Yeah.
He's going to crouch down and just basically unleash with a huge Superman break to try to fling them right off. Like
That's awesome. Okay, build your dice pool.
okay.
Iron Fist is still with you, so you get a buddy.
Okay. Can I still use come get some?
Absolutely.
All right. So I'll take a D8 on that.
Okay.
Superhuman strength.
Okay.
Combat expert.
Okay.
And can I use a D6 on prudent recon?
Not
really.
That plays into this one necessarily.
Okay. Now because it's multiple targets.
You're not targeting. This is a resistance, not an attack.
I see.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So I guess that's all she wrote.
But what you can do, Dave, is after you roll, you can spend a power point to keep an extra effect die.
Okay.
If you want to. How'd you do?
76. Or 7 and 6. So 13.
13. Okay. You tied. You need to beat them in order to defeat it. So, first off, did you roll any ones?
No.
Nice. Okay. So you can spend a power point to keep an extra, to add another dice in there, which means you beat them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then what you could do is spend another power point and do a counterattack, which is you would do damage on them or inflict a complication.
Sure. How many power points did I start out with, Kev?
Started with 1.
Okay.
And I think you got another one from something.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, because I went for a D4 the first time.
Oh right, yeah. So, okay, so you may not have enough. You have enough dice to either defeat them or to beat their roll, but you wouldn't have enough to do a counterattack.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll just go with that. I mean, I kind of just wanted to succeed. So.
Okay, so then they're no more. They're not able. You do that, and you like whatever extra guys that were piling on there, they've been thrown off. So you're no more, restrained than what you were before. Okay, so the bad guys have gone. I'm gonna roll here. Evens odds. Madrox, you're up next. So you're seeing Deadpool's gone in and is sniping his way in. Luke Cage is storming his way in and getting piled on. What are you doing?
Amy looks at Iron Fist, and he saw the look of disgust that he gave Luke, and he just shrugs, and all of them just head in. Immediately.
Okay, so you're trying to fight or restrain your way in here too?
Yeah, just straight up fighting his way in.
No, I think you get for analyzing the opportunities. I think you get an XP as well.
Okay. And so, would I be fighting with a team at this point, or what? Or how does that work? When am I a team? When am I?
If you're going to try and join in where Iron Fist and Luke Cage are, then yeah, you would be working as a team.
Okay. So fight as a team. I think I will take the PowerPoint and take a D4 and use what haven't I done?
Okay.
Because this is basically like every other combat. And I'm going to use my special effects, Plenty for Everybody. Target multiple opponents. For every additional target, add D6 to your pool and keep an additional effect die.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to use Combat Expert. So how many D6 do I add?
You add 4 D6.
Okay.
Let's see.
So.
What's that, Susan?
And the effect die are the ones that they roll against, right?
That's right. Well, no, you can combine two to give whatever the
Get my
number
total.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then the effect that is you keep an extra dice to affect them.
Okay. You got 2 opportunities.
I will buy both of those. And guys, the there are 2d12 and 2d10s in the Doom pool.
Shit, fuck.
Okay, my total is 14.
Okay.
And so that means I have 3. I have up to how many effect dice?
You have you got 4 extras, so you have 5 effect die.
Whoa.
But only the d8s matter.
Yep.
Okay, that's 3 d8 effect die
Okay.
on a 14.
Okay, I got 2 opportunities. Jeff, you get first chance to buy them if you like.
Yeah, I'll buy one of the opportunities.
Okay. And there's one for anyone else if they want to buy it.
No, I'm down to one PowerPoint, so I'm gonna save that.
So Jeff is running in and hitting all these guys and knocking them down. My total is an 8, so I don't beat you. And how many effect die did you get?
3 d8s.
3d8s. Holy shit! So yeah, you are kicking some serious ass. You describe what happens.
I just basically pile in, and they're just trying to use physical combat to defeat me, and there's just more and more Jamies popping out, and we are swarming them, essentially.
Okay.
Same thing they're trying to do to Luke Cage, it's like happening to them, but with all different Jamies.
Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, these guys are all getting knocked down and being restrained. Okay, who are you passing to?
Well, I believe it's only Iron Fist left.
Yeah, so Iron Fist, what are you doing?
Well, at this point, I shrug and rush in to help my friends.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Okay, so this is just on. There's a bunch of guys piled on top of Luke Cage.
Yep.
I run in, grab and leap in, grab mid-leap, grab one by by his shoulders and throw him off, and hopefully into maybe a second one.
Sure. Okay. So go ahead and build your dice pool.
Okay, so we're group, so I suck at group combat. So D6, and I'll take the D4 to get an extra. Huh?
Team.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the ways to not screw up the or confuse the things in the game, Brent, is to make sure you're using the right nomenclature.
Oh, I didn't. I thought I said. I said group instead of team.
Yeah. Just because each of the things has a different kind of distinction. That's one easy way to wrap your head. There's way too much jargon in this game than it needs.
Okay.
But that's one of the ways to keep track of all the different stuff.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, I meant team, not group.
Yep.
And then I will take the D4 for a distinction to gain the power point.
Okay.
I will use enhanced strength at a D8, and I will use combat master at a D10.
Awesome.
All right. So I will use a D8 is an effect, and I've got a total of oh yeah, I can only use the 2 highest. So difficulty 11 and effective a D8.
Okay. Remember, you don't have to use the highest ones either, Brent. Like if you want to try and game it so you can keep one of the higher, like a bigger dice for an effect die. I'm not saying that's necessary for this roll, but just you don't have to. Like if you rolled a 4 on a D12 and you rolled a 3 on a D6, and you don't really care how much of a difference it is, you may want to set that D12 aside.
Yeah, I've been doing that, and
Okay.
so.
Okay, so
It worked. I got the highest roll on the D10, so I want to use that one to build the number as opposed to the effect.
So there's only they've only got 2 dice left for their mob. I'm using on guard at a D8 because I don't really need more dice in the doom pool, and I think that's going to be it for them. So what do we do here? I got a 10. So nope, Brent. Another bunch of them. It happens exactly as you say. Now what I'm going to do, guys? I'm spending 2d12 for the Doom Pool to end the scene. What this means is each of you gets 2 XP as well. Anytime I use a d12 from the Doom Pool, you get 1 XP. So what happens is you leap in there and you kind of throw the guy off, but then what happens is suddenly there's all these canisters of gas that are spinning around and filling up the yard. And there's tons of these things, more than you're able to get away from. You maybe try and make some hold your breath or whatever else, and then you realize that it's actually skin. It's something that comes through your skin. So each of you either have inhaled or have from touch. Not you, because you're inside. You guys black out.
Super speed, but super speed get me out of there enough?
No, because I spent the Doom Pool. I spent those dice. I get to end the scene.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So you guys pass out. As you kind of come to, you can hear the sound of 2 voices speaking. You're restrained. You can hear 2 voices speaking. One of them has a kind of like sickly, almost like not quite so bad throat cancer that you require a tracheotomy, but pretty darn close. I'm not sure we should keep them. And then this other voice is much deeper and it's inhumanly projecting. No, we could use them for further experiments. And as you guys kind of wake up, you find yourself in this very bright and stark white lab. And what you see standing near you, the place is full of a bunch of lab assistants and what do you call it? Guys in white coats and clipboards and stuff like that, and working behind beakers and whatever, and like checking numbers on computers. And the 2 people who look like they do not belong here are one guy dressed in a long kind of like pinkish cloak with a big hood pulled up, and the rest of his costume is a blue color, a dark blue, and his face looks like a skull nestled in the back of the hood. That's the one that has the voice that sounds like it's been flayed. That is what he looks like. There. And this is what he looks like, guys. Let me get closer here and get the glare off. You can see that?
Yeah.
Cool. So that is the guy, and then the other guy, the big dude, looks like this. He's dressed like a what do you call it? Victorian gentleman, only a enormously oversized one. He stands about 8 feet tall, and I think that of these 2 guys, Iron Fist and Luke Cage, you guys probably know that it's Mr. Fear and Mr. Hyde. Now the name for the drug might make a little more sense, being Run and Hide. So they don't appear to have noticed that you're awake right now. You guys all sort of look down, and Jamie, you're secured in the in sort of typical restraints. So is Hituder. Hey, Hituder. And so is Iron Fist. Luke, you are bound in like big, heavy gauge chains, though.
Okay.
So, what are you guys doing?
Who's going? Who comes to first?
I think so, of the guys who we can see right now, Iron Fist is the fastest. So Iron Fist, what are you doing?
Okay. I'm focusing my chi to remove the remainders of the toxins.
Yeah. Okay.
And is there any way I'm a covert expert? Is there any way I could get out of the bonds I'm in?
Well, the dude pulls down to 2d10 right now. So, what do you think?
Well, let me give it a whirl.
No, sweetie. Come on up.
Yeah, so let me build this pool.
He's just jumped up. I heard a little
honey.
as you jumped.
Oh, poor Tudor.
Launching bombs.
Something like this count as a team action still?
Oh, okay. So here, guys, because there was technically a transition scene. Here's one thing I'm gonna point out. One of the things that I don't know how much XP you guys each have right now, but for 5 XP, what you can do is swap around 2 of your affiliations.
Mm.
So let's say that your what do you call it? 18 happens to be a D6 Iron Fist. You could swap the D6 with the D10 for Buddy.
Okay. I'll do that then, because
Yeah.
we're team battles.
Anyone else want to do that?
Yeah, I'll switch my solo and team.
Okay, so it costs you 5 XP. Oh, Luke, you can't, unfortunately, because you've got no... How bad are you at team? Oh, you're the worst at team. So do you have 5 XP?
I'm not in the scene, you said.
You're actually there.
Why?
Because you snuck in. So you're so whenever Iron Fist gets to go first, because he's the quickest right now, but if Iron Fist passes to you, you're in the scene. So Iron Fist, sorry, what were you planning on doing there?
So I'm going to see if I can use my covert expertise to slip my bonds.
Okay. So yeah. So to build your go ahead and build your dice pool.
Okay. So team is D10. Distinctions, I will go with the D4.
Which distinction, Brent? You have to describe one of the distinctions that goes in, though.
Okay.
You can't just add a D4. I only mention that because I'm not sure that.
Oh yeah, hold on. Industrial lab. Is there anything that I can grab with a lockpick or anything like that?
I don't think that they're that careless.
Okay.
But here, hold on, Brent. Can you think of something from one of your distinctions?
Yeah. I would go with either the living weapon or the young. I'm going to try and contort my way out. I'm a martial arts expert. I'm trained in acrobatics. I'm going to try and using my flexibility to try and contort my way and start slipping my ball.
Okay, so is that which of your? Oh, and the other thing. Shoot, I don't know how much XP you got left. But you can, I think for 5, you can swap out a distinction as well. Swap out a distinction, so like say Young Dragon doesn't work, you could swap out with, I don't know, White Ninja. So White Ninja is, that's kind of a ninja type thing.
Yeah, I'm lacking the experience points. I only got 7.
Okay.
But I would maybe I could use I'm thinking my martial arts training to try and
key it to one of your distinctions, though, Brent. Like that's why those distinctions they're intentionally vague, but you need to do more than like I do kung fu, so I'm going to use kung fu. It's got to be linked to one of those distinctions. I can think of a description that might work for 2 of them, but I'm not giving them to you.
I'm gonna use the living weapon.
How?
What I'm gonna do is try and slip my arm back and bend it out through a chain.
I don't think that's a weapon. That's contortion. I agree. That's martial arts. I agree. I don't think it's a living weapon.
Okay, what about the young dragon? That's like for my martial arts training?
It is, and I think it's more to reflect that you're kind of a brash young martial artist.
All right.
Here, let me ask you this, Brent. Here's what I'm thinking along the lines of. You're a living weapon, right?
Yeah.
You're an iron fist, right? What is a fist made up of?
Right. So use my channel my iron fist through the fingers to yeah.
Finger.
All right. I will use I will modify myself to the iron finger.
Okay. That's so popular with the ladies.
So would you say that goes with enhanced strength?
Okay.
Which would make me even less popular with a certain.
Yeah. Oh, a certain sect.
Yeah, they might prefer the enhanced reflex.
Okay.
The real problem is that he's really inconsiderate because he never warms that finger up.
No, it's the cold iron.
It's a cold iron finger.
Jesus.
I'm gonna apply my cold iron finger to the.
Okay. Go ahead, make your roll.
Oh.
Cold iron finger.
Maybe spit on it first.
Okay, and nice.
It's just the Doom roll. I've already rolled for it, so I know what you need to beat.
Okay, I got a 12, and the effect is a D10.
So your iron finger shatters the that one link in the chain, and in the rope rather, and you're free. Who are you passing to?
Deadpool.
The Deadpool. While all this, you saw this go on, you saw them got taken prisoner. Where have you positioned yourself right now?
I'd say I am holding myself up in the ceiling with the sigh in the mouth and the sigh between my butt cheeks.
Okay.
Up in the ceiling. And is their guys positioned fairly close to them? The guards?
There's not really guards. I mean, there's just the two. There's Mr. Hyde. There's Mr. Fear, and they're sort of talking like very close to where the guys are.
Okay.
And the guys are all sort of strapped onto this white exam table, kind of cocked up like an easel almost.
Okay. Then I'm going to drop in a backflip, kind of cannonball backwards, and clench my butt cheeks outwards, shooting the knife at one of Mr. Hyde or Mr. Fear.
Okay.
And then
Mr. Fear looks much smaller than what Mr. Hyde does, so.
Probably Mr. Fear.
Okay.
And then, what's it called? Not necessarily to hit them or do damage, just kind of disorient them.
Okay.
Oh my god! And
okay.
Then I throw the other sigh.
So you're trying to do emotional stress to them?
Yes.
Okay.
Emotional stress to them, and then the other side gets thrown at Luke's chains.
Okay. Okay. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to spend a power point to get an extra effect die.
Okay.
Okay. And then what I'm thinking you're doing is you're creating an asset for Luke to use on his turn.
Yeah. So we weaken the chain.
Awesome. Okay. So build your dice pool.
Terrible. Because it's just me, they're all locked up. Is it still solo?
For this round, it'll be solo. Yeah.
Okay. Solo, and then totally insane because he's popping a knife at his butt cheek.
Okay.
So that'll be 4. That'll be an 8. And then weapon, another 8.
Okay.
Enhanced reflexes. Fire those off. And then acrobatics expert for 8.
Nice.
Let's see. Here we go.
Okay.
Yo. And 1 additional effect dice.
Holy crap.
So we got a 60. We've got 2 8s and a 7.
Okay,
let's
that's
say
terrific.
We'll do 16 for damage.
Okay.
And then the 2 effects, 1 10, 1 7.
Wow. Okay.
So
Which one do you want
10
against Mr. Fear?
10 is going to be the fear.
Okay.
And then 8 is for the chain.
Okay, so Dave, you got a D8 asset to help you break out of the chains.
Nice.
And I rolled a 6 in total for Mr. Fear. So you, what do you call it? The sign goes down, and you're trying to emotionally trauma him. Yes, he's got a D4. Or sorry, he's got D8. D10.
Yeah, D10.
He's got D10 stress. So basically, he's like talking like this, and then this sigh comes out of nowhere, and he's like, he screams like a girl. Okay, who are you passing to? You got the option of Luke, Jamie, Mr. Fear, or Mr. Hyde.
So they're not last, so they don't pass it to each other. I say we'll pass it to Mr. Fear. See what his reaction to my shit-stirring sigh.
Mr. Fear is who looks around, and then he sees you've landed now, and you're starting to free the what do you call it? Free him. And he is Buddy. He is going to be opportunistic. So I'll use that at a D8. He's going to fire his fear gas, and he's going to try and affect all 3 of Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jamie. So I'll add 2 extra D6s. And I get to step up the effect die. Oh, and then his menace expert.
Oh god, that's a big guy.
And he says, "This will be terror." And he turns and fires his. Okay, no opportunities. And let's see here, a 6 and a 7. So I got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so guys, I got a result of 13 with this. He spreads this gas that billows out over all 3 of you on the table, and I'm just going to go in the order. I'll do D8 against. It's a D8 complication, so it'll be a D8 fear complication against you, Brent. A D8 fear against you, Dave, and a D6 against you, Jeff. So you guys get to resist now, and we'll do in that order. So Iron Fist. You got to resist against billowing gas that's been you've been shot with, and it's a 13 you need to resist.
Okay, so I'm in a team.
Get my D10 fire because he's.
I've been trained to.
Luke does for trying to break out.
The stress I caused against.
Oh yeah.
Fear.
Oh
Does that count? Or
yes, it would. No, because he's not directly against him.
Against him.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he'd.
Because they're just countering. If they were to get the counter against him again, then
yeah,
get it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, that's a good question. So James was just asking whether you guys get to take advantage of the stress that he caused Mr. Fear, and I'm saying no because it's not really directly against him. So I'm sorry, Brent. What were you saying?
Okay. Okay, so it's team, and then as a living weapon, I've been trained to fight against psychological fear and chemicals. I've got enhanced stamina that will help me to get through this.
Yeah.
And
if you have menace or psych, I think.
I got a psych expert. I'm wondering if psych would apply to fight off the gas.
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay. 10.
tell him.
And of course, I have to give you an opportunity because I roll like shit.
Okay, I'll take that. Go ahead and take a PowerPoint.
All right, and then my effect dice is a D8, and I roll a total of a 14.
12, 14. Awesome. Okay, so you resist it. If you've got a PowerPoint, you could try and do a what do you call it? A counterattack.
Yes, I would love to.
Okay, so right now he has a D10 emotional stress on him. So do you want to do something that's going to try and like? Can you think of something that might scare him?
Yeah. What? And my hands glow when I invoke the Iron Fist. So what if instead of punching him, because he thinks I'm all tied up, but I just flip through my chains.
Yeah.
And I come at him in a kata style, but instead of punching him, my hands glow and clap really loudly with the two iron smacking together, and the sort of like the concussive wave, not enough to damage him, but to scare the shit out of him.
Nice. Okay, so he currently has D12 in emotional stress.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Yes, he's almost stressed out.
One more.
Yeah, one more, and he's out of it. Okay, so then, sorry, Luke, resist next.
Okay.
It's that gas. It's a 13 you need to beat.
Okay. You know what? Where is Deadpool's sigh? Like, how is it has it embedded itself in the chain? Is it?
It's in some way, yeah. Maybe like it's set it so you maybe like it's like gone through one of the links, and all you need to do is kind of like it's giving you the fulcrum or whatever, the momentum to. Fulcrum's not the word I'm looking for. Like this is science, right? Whatever you need to the leverage, I guess, to try and break the thing.
Right. So he jiggles the wire or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Luke trying to resist the gas at the moment, or is he
got to resist
actively trying to escape?
No. First, you got to resist the gas. This is a reaction right now, and then Jamie, you go in right afterwards.
Okay. You know what? Luke is bolstered by the side that he knows is going to allow the chains to break. He's seen this before because of all his years on the street. He's very familiar with the drug trade, a lot of which has happened in his bar. He's not fazed by this.
Okay.
So he actually takes a moment to actually show Mr. Fear how really unafraid he is by what he knows Mr. Fear's only weapon to be. And he will basically stare him right in the eye and give him a huge shit-eating smile that says to him, "I'm coming for you next."
Nice. Okay, so build your dice pool.
Right.
So unfortunately, you're on a team. So while you're doing that, I'll let the other guys help you with that. I'm going to go to the washroom. You seem to be a 13. Yeah, you can go ahead and start thinking about what your dice pool is going to be too.
Yeah, I already got it made.
Because you only need a 13, you might want to go with a distinction, use it, but only at a D4 level, so you get an extra power point.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. So I've got the team. I've got the D4 for come get some. Unfortunately, none of my power sets really apply here. I can't.
Isn't there like an enhanced stamina or?
Yeah, you know what? I guess stamina would be applicable here.
It's a physical chemical.
Yeah, true that. And then obviously part of this is the intimidation factor. So we'll go with Menace Master.
Amy, what are you doing in my spot? What are you doing? You jerk? Jerkitude? Whoa! Jerkitude? What are you doing? Oh yeah, how'd you do, Dave?
Not super. 9.
9 is not good enough.
No.
So,
And I've got worse news.
uh-oh.
You can add 1 to your doom pool.
I can. Okay, so you got one opportunity.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
I will.
You get a PowerPoint and
Guys, I got some news.
Okay.
Dice pool is 2d12 for the Doom pool.
nah.
Brant, don't read during this, please. Or at least do a better job of hiding that you're doing that.
So,
You
obviously,
so unfortunately, the shit-eating grin is suddenly what before you turns into a vision of nightmares, and you are what do you call it? There's a you realize that, oh my god, this is actually making me weak. So now you have a D8 fear complication.
so with these complications, Kev, do I just actually, like, so on my next roll, do I just subtract that from?
Nope. What it means is that when they're using against you, like say resisting, or when they are when it would play into their dice pool, or they're trying to affect you, they get to add that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And Jamie, sorry, how are you resisting this?
He's using his what haven't I done? Basically, he's tried every known drug on the planet at this point. And so he figures he's probably tried something similar to this.
Okay.
And he is a psych expert that he's going to use.
Okay.
My roll is... Well, no opportunities. What did you say? What did I have to roll against?
You have to roll 13.
Okay, and I only rolled a 9.
Okay, so you take a D6 fear complication.
That's my worst roll of the day.
Well, that's because you don't get to use the, what do you call it? The dupe thing. Okay, so that was Fear. Mr. Fear is going to pass to, it'll either be Luke or Jamie, so I'll roll randomly. 1, 2, 3.
So what, fear is mental?
No, you don't take mental. It's a complication.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
You're not taking stress. It's just a fear complication.
Okay.
So, Luke, what are you doing?
Oh, back to Luke. Okay.
You're chained up and you're gripped by fear, but you do have a D8 asset to try and break out of those chains.
Okay. So what is going through Luke's mind right now?
You tell me. What's his fear?
Basically, you know what? It's completely irrational, but Luke is now convinced that Mr. Fear is the kingpin that's been running drugs in his neighborhood for the last 6 years, specifically out of his bar. He's also completely undone by the fact that this Psy has basically came whizzing at him, is now embedded itself into his chains, and he believes that he firmly believes that Wade has thrown it on purpose, trying to kill him.
Okay, that's actually awesome, and I'm going to bring up something that I haven't mentioned before. If you can come up with a reason why you're either physical, why your emotional stress or a complication like this is actually a benefit, you get to use that in your dice pool.
Okay.
I will let you use, because of that cool description, I'll let you use your, whatever other dice you're going to put into your dice pool, you get to use that one as well.
Okay. So because Luke has basically been, well, and the other thing too is, Luke doesn't remember being this freaked out by anything
Yeah.
ever, and he doesn't understand it. And the fact that he doesn't understand it is freaking him out even more.
Nice.
So now, all of these things have culminated in the effect that they basically chained up a wild bear at this point. Like, he just needs to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
So, can you describe to me, Kev, how Luke is chained up exactly? Are the chains loose? Are they tight?
It doesn't. You know what? Like, it's more of a narrative game, so it doesn't really. They're probably quite tight.
Okay. Can he grab them with both his hands?
You're sort of chained down, so you're sort of having to work against them, I guess.
Okay.
Yes, right. If what you mean, like, you maybe like get your hand loose and kind of wrap around one of them. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Like, I mean, is there any way that he can kind of? So he's chained down.
Yeah.
Is there any way that he can kind of lift his arms and grab the chains?
No, you can't lift your arms, but what you might be able to do is like work it so your hands are on the chains.
Okay. You know what he's going to do? He's going to, instead of trying to grip anything, he's going to expand his chest to create pressure.
Yeah.
Twisting himself so he can use the psi within the link
Yeah.
to break it free.
Nice. Okay. So you've got the asset for D8, you've got the fear for D8, and then whatever else you've got in your dice pool.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, it's just against the Doom pool. So, ooh, that's high. Okay, Doom pool is 2d12 right now, so.
Okay.
It's neat that the Doom pool builds up over the course of the game, too. Yeah. When we played first time, I was like, it's never going to get very high, but it gets.
Yeah, when you're going through like 3-4 scenes.
Yeah.
15.
15, awesome. It's exactly what you needed, actually.
Although, again, I rolled another 1, Kev. So
Yay! I'm going to buy that. Okay, so give yourself a PowerPoint. So how does it look? Those chains are going to shatter.
Yeah. So basically, in his panic, Luke makes a quick calculation. Tries to turn himself to the side so that the psi slips right through the link, and then in a fit of panic, his eyes widen, and along with his eyes widening, so does his chest in one fell motion.
Yeah.
And he expands his chest, pops it out, and the chains just kind of splinter.
Nice. Okay, who are you passing to?
Who?
You got a choice of Genie or Mr. Hyde.
Well, let's give Jamie a shot.
Nice. Jamie, you're up.
Okay. How scared am I, Kev?
You're scared. It's a D6 effect, so you're scared, but you're not enough to be a little bit distracted, but not cripplingly the way that Luke appears to be.
Okay. And how secured am I? Like, how am I tied down?
You're probably pretty tight as well.
Is my head tied down?
I think probably, yeah. Like your thing is secured enough so you can't get enough kinetic energy unless you can think of some way to try and do that.
Well, if I can't move at all, then there's not much I can do.
Well, you could try though. Effectively, what I'm saying is that you would be rolling against the Doom pool, so it will the results will determine whether or not there is enough wiggle room for you to get that that one hit, so you can have someone standing next to you to untie you.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go with the fact that maybe they haven't tied my head down tight enough.
Okay.
And try to bang my head against the table they've tied me to.
Okay. So why don't you build your dice pool?
Okay. Team event.
You have Luke to thank for making the dice pool bigger too.
Right. Well, there's not really multiples of me right now.
No.
But as far as what haven't I done, I've created duplicates of myself in just about every thinkable way.
You know what? Being tied up by the bad guy in the final scene is extremely noir.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I don't get my multiplying mutant power.
I don't think so. Unless you, yeah.
But I am a acrobatics expert.
Jeff, I will let you use 1d8. Because you're still trying to activate that power. It's just that you don't have the benefit of having more than one of you. So I'll let you add
Right.
one.
And I am an acrobatics expert. To me, Kev, like I was saying, I have probably generated a duplicate of myself in every possible way. So
Yeah.
if my wrists are tied and my shoulders are pinned, I might be able to bang my elbow.
Yeah.
If my legs are tied, but my feet aren't exactly tied down, or my head's not perfectly tied down.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make your roll.
I'll roll. One potential, what's it called? Opportunity.
I'm buying that.
Okay, but my roll is a 10.
Yes! I had rolled a 9, so okay, so you doop and boom, so that you hit your head. Or you tell me, how does it look? Or tell us, how does it look?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they didn't think to tie my head down as tight as it should have been, and I bang my head, and basically a duplicate pops out right beside me,
Okay.
and immediately begins untying the original.
Nice. Okay, so then who do you pass to? I guess Mr. Hyde's the only one left.
Yeah, straight over to Hyde.
Okay, so Hyde is what he calls. He looks over and he says, "They're free," and it echoes throughout the whole kind of lab, and everyone kind of turns and looks, and then he is going to freak out and try and pound on you. I'm going to use Full of Rage, and I'll spend. You did a D4, so I can get another. I'll step up one of my dice to the Doom pool. He's using Super Strength at a D10 and Combat at a D8, and he's going to try and sweep through the two of you who he knows are free right now. Three of you who know the Deadpool, Iron Fist, and Luke. So I'll add 2 more dice, and I'll keep 2 extras. So here he goes. I rolled 1 opportunity. If anyone would like to purchase that.
And what does that do, Kev?
You buy the opportunity, then what it does is you can use it for a, what do you call it? You can either get a D8 on your next action against that target, or if you can describe it as a stunt, you get a D10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And that's 1 PowerPoint?
1 PowerPoint to get that, yeah. You just have to describe it as some kind of stunt, though, if you want to get that. I'm spending a point to the Doom pool to boost up. So, for you 3 guys, you have to make a resistance against a 15, and I have a D10 result against each of you.
15? Okay. What kind of, like a physical, punch?
Yes, he's sweeping, flailing around wildly, trying to hit all of you. He's just so big that he can get away with that. So, each of you figure out, give it a thought to what your dice pool is going to be, assemble it, and then we'll narrate it through. Yeah, yeah. Did someone purchase that stunt?
If Dave's not, I'll do it, but I'll give Dave the first option.
Go ahead, Brent.
Okay. Whoever's got their dice pool together first, let me know.
Okay, mine's together if you want to know.
Yeah. Tell us what are you doing?
Okay. I am going to dodge out of the way, completely do the cool mystical dodge, sidestep it,
Yeah.
And then if it works in a way that I can counterattack it, I'm going to use a stunt. And as his arm comes up, because he's big and huge compared to me,
Yeah.
use his arm like a bar and like leap up and kick him in the head.
Okay. You can't use a. Wait. No, you can. Okay. You can use a stunt, Brent, but it's a.
The other thing I could do is part of the dodge.
Yeah.
I could run out and dive, grab the chain that used to was binding me,
Yeah.
and whip it at his legs to see if I could wrap them around his legs.
What I was trying to clarify, Brent, is that you can do that. It's a D8 stunt die, not a D10. The D10 only comes when you do an opportunity. Or is that
Okay.
purchase?
So that was what the opportunity was the one I just purchased, right?
Okay, then that's fine. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. So yeah,
Okay.
that sounds great, Brent. Go ahead.
Okay, but I don't use that D10 now in the defense. I use it if I do a counter.
In the defense. Because remember, Brent, if you're successful in your defense, then the way counterattack works is you spend a power point and you get to use your effect die against the target, and they don't get to resist it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's why it's worth the power point to do that.
Okay, I get that. And then and what I will do is I'm gonna split my combat master from a D10 then into 2D8.
I don't think it's combat. I think it's acrobatic master. It doesn't.
Yeah, acrobatic master is what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I want to split that into D8.
Okay, sounds good to me. Go ahead, and make your roll. You want to beat a 15.
Hey, that works. So my two highest dies are a 9 and a 7, which gives me a 16 and effect 10.
Okay, do you want to counter then?
Yes.
Okay, so spend your power point to counter. And he takes... What is your counter? What's the effect? Is it physical stress?
Okay. So this would give him... yeah, so yeah, because I'm in combat, yeah, I'll leap up and go for the...
He's hit. Okay, who wants to go next? Deadpool or Luke Cage?
You can go, Cage.
Are you sure?
Go for it.
Okay. So, what is Mr. Hyde doing right now? Like, so is he running, charging through us, or?
Yeah, he's sort of like flailing around, hitting you guys as he goes.
Okay. You know what? Luke's not phased by that. What is the size differential between Luke and Mr. Hyde?
Luke is tall, but Mr. Hyde's like inhumanly tall, so it's probably about a foot, maybe a foot higher. But not much. Like, comparatively speaking, it's like a 7.5 foot guy versus a like 6'8" guy.
Okay. So Luke Cage makes eye contact with Mr. Hyde and just screams at him, "You can't break me!" as he stands there and just straight arms him.
Okay, go ahead. What's your dice?
So D6 for team.
Yep.
That's a little come get some.
Works for me.
I'll take the 8 on that. Superhuman strength.
I'd say durability, because if he's not breakable, but it's the same dice anyway.
Right. And you know what? More than actually trying to injure Mr. Hyde, if he manages to stop him dead in his tracks, it's for the psychological effect of fucking him up. So I'm going to say Menace Master on that.
Works for me.
All right.
Make your roll.
13.
13. Okay, so he beats you. So unfortunately, you take D10. What was your effect die?
Actually, you know what, Kev? That 6 is actually a 9.
Oh.
So that's actually 16.
16 is good enough, so you beat him. Yeah, and then so you use Menace. What's your effect die?
6.
6. So he's also hit with Menace would be a emotional. So Mr. Hyde has been hit with a D6 emotional, and hold on. Mr. Hyde also. No, I'm not going to. Okay, you actually. I'm going to spend something cool. So I'm going to spend another point to the Doom pool. Add D6 and what it is Mr. Hyde has an ability called Human Frailty. When you take mental stress, step up or add D6 to the Doom pool. I'm going to add D6 to the Doom pool to shut down Brutus transformation. So basically, he loses his powers. You kind of, he hits you against you, and he's so terrified of it, he just like shrinks, and it triggers his power that reverts him back to his Calvin Zabo instead of Mr. Hyde.
That's crazy.
So Kevin Sorbo?
Calvin Zabo.
Hercules?
Okay. And now you get to resist. What are you doing?
So team completely unpredictable because he's flailing around.
Yeah. What is Deadpool doing?
He's just trying to he's whipped out his sign. He's just trying to reflect some of the punches.
Yeah.
And he's got weapon, godlike stamina because he's just like pounding the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And then combat master trying to evade this.
Okay. Is your acrobatics better?
No.
Worse. Because I think it's more. Well, if you're trying to parry, you said I think you threw all your weapons away, though, right?
I threw the size, and then I whipped out my katana.
Okay, that works for me. Okay, go ahead.
We've got a 1.
Ooh, I'll buy that.
Ah, damn it.
PowerPoint.
That's a shit roll.
Uh-oh. So you got, it's not great.
5. Well, then
Unfortunately, you're take a look at some of your, what do you call it, the healing things, though. So, yeah, Deadpool, unfortunately, gets smooshed in the course of that. While he was flailing around, Deadpool gets hammered and goes flying across the room and smashes against some of the lab equipment and falls into a corner.
Because of my unstable choice, taking a PowerPoint.
Nice.
And hitting my unstable limit XP.
Awesome. Good stuff. Okay. And, okay, so then that was Mr. Hyde's action. He is, you know what, because of the time, I'm going to spend 2 dice from the Doom pool to end the scene. So everyone gets 2 more XP. And basically what happens is both of the 2 villains, so you've got Mr. Fear, who has been, really shown what actual fear is, and Calvin, who's been intimidated into reverting back to his puny human form. The 2 of these pathetic villains kind of look at you guys and go, "We surrender!" So you unlock that. It turns out the Kingmaker is actually not one guy. It's actually 2 guys who are hiding behind one, synthesizing a drug that was based in part on Mr. Hyde's formula and in part on Mr. Fear's fear toxin to create a specialized adrenal thing that created a both physical and pheromonal impressive drug. So how does this scene end, guys? You each had your own different sort of ways to to end, to stop these, or different goals to sort of achieve in this. What are you guys doing?
There's some chains. I'm going to tie them up with the chains they tied us up in.
Okay.
So
Police, Brent, or do you call the Avengers, or what?
Yeah, I will put a call through, and actually, I'll let Luke put the call through because I know he'll want to work billing into it. And I will tie them up while he's making sure that we're compensated financially.
Luke, actually, I'll go. Jamie, what are you doing?
Well, Jimmy will report back to Cyclops and explain to him what was going on, and basically tell him that the production's been shut down now, and sort of tell him what happened, and explain they destroyed all of it that they could find.
Okay. And the data?
Like the data from what?
Remember that one of the concerns that he had was that effectively this stuff is just like mutant killing toxin, right? Guaranteed.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So like the formula, like as in we destroyed it.
Okay. And Luke?
Luke will take the side that had been used when he was tied up, holding it out like it's just purulent. Walks it over to Wade and looks at him and says, "Look, Wade, this is disgusting. I saw where this came out of. You're gonna give someone pink eye with this. You need a tool belt or something for these." It just drops on the ground in front of him. It's nasty. All right.
Deadpool, you get last word. How does it end? I reach over to the table with one of the fear and run and hide canisters. That was fun, guys. See you next time.
Does your head explode? Boom!
Confetti goes.
Yes, so you guys are covered in Deadpool brain matter. And the heroes question mark for hire. That's good. Okay, guys, for those listening at home, thanks for joining us for this special birthday session for Jaden. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks' time for our regular scheduled Star Wars broadcast. Thanks all.